Watch somebody else lab. That's actually a very useful thing a lot of the times. Have people go in directions that you probably weren't thinking about at first, you know? Definitely useful. Sweep knockdown situations. Oh my god. Oh man. Well, let's see here. I'll have to do the important stuff first, right? Like, I have to make sure that I set him to exactly what I want to be and, you know, what colors I want him to be. Ooh. Hey, thank you for the continued subscription, Zilcho. Over 5 years. Wow. Thank you very much. Oh, what's up, Gibby? It's a nice color. I like the blue. Obviously, blue is always my favorite color. Wow. Got a mango sentinel color here. Hey, shout outs to Petty. Almost a year now, so thank you very much. But I know you've done a lot more than just that, Petty, so I appreciate it very, very much. It's okay. It's alright, it's blue-ish, but, I don't know, very dulled blue. Whoa. That's a little too, crazy. Wow, that fuzz on his shoulder is crazy. Like, the way that they did it, like, it actually almost looks like a bunch of individual hairs. Like, did they actually do... That's kind of crazy, actually. And then, of course, there's Classic. It's always a good color. Hyper fighting color, always appreciated. Well, I don't think... Did he have this in Super Turbo? I can't remember now. I'm pretty sure he had this in ST. That's a nice color right there. I always like UCLA colors, honestly. Oh, EX colors? I don't think I have his EX colors. How do you get the EX colors? I don't remember at this point. Well, actually, I don't know at this point. You know what? We'll do this one here. Okay. Title setting. I'm not worried about this part. Okay. But let's apply control type to all characters. Yeah, sure. But the other thing that I wanted to make sure that I did was... Oops. Actually, I guess I could set that stuff if I decide to take them online anytime soon. I could set all this stuff here. But, oh, Key Crusher? Wow. Nice. EWC stuff already. Oh, but I probably don't have much for Sagat right now. Yeah, I don't have anything for him for now. It'll show up as soon as I start messing with him in training mode. Oh, World Tour stuff. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, he definitely had the red and the green pants now that I remember it. He for sure had that. But I have to do one thing that's very important here, obviously, is character background settings. Yay! Okay, let's see here. We've got to give him Sagat's theme. And then we got to give him his stage, which should be... oh, where is it? Proud Spire. Here we go. And then, oops. Shoot. Oh, yeah, that did work. Oh, I guess I can't do page by page here. So we gotta do Sagat stage, Sagat's theme. I mean, I've got a billion Sagat's theme because I have music from like every single one of these games over here. Alpha 3. Oh god, I love Sagat's theme in Alpha 3. This is a good one if I remember it correctly here. Where is Sagat? Hit on damn Sakura. There he is. Yeah, this is the one that I like. Okay, Leoth? Leoth Lion? Leoth the Lion? Or is it Leo the Lion. Duh, stupid. Leo the Lion. Hi, Leo the Lion. Oh my god. I was like, Leoth was the... Yeah, okay, makes sense. Street Fighter 4. I haven't done this. I haven't caught up for a lot of characters here. So, I know I'm gonna be, he's gonna have way more songs than a lot of other characters selected at first. Sagat's theme, and then that should do it from there. So, yeah, so he has 10 songs right now. I haven't caught up a lot of the other Street Fighter characters, like I did for Ryu, looks like in Honda, and I gotta pick out a bunch more for these guys and stuff like that, but, oh, you mean the Alpha 3 ones? Can you access background music from Training Room? I don't think so. I think once you've started training, it just picks one of the songs and that's it. At that point, I think you gotta go with the song that was chosen. Where is my thing? Oh, it fell down over there? No. Where is the thing? Where's the thing with the thing? Definitely fell down somewhere. Might have been during a moment of rage. Try to play freaking Outer Wilds and not get mad. Oh, here it is. There we go. Okay. There's no SF1 music as far as I know in this. By the way, this is something that I don't know if anybody's mentioned yet, but thank you for the new character select screen. Thank you for the new character select screen. Man, I like this character select screen so much better. The Asia Southeast World Warrior. Oh, the original is in Mandarin, huh? Huh, maybe. I mean, it'd be, I haven't decided to ask to do any of the official English restreams of any of the groups, but I mean, that might be interesting to try to do. Yeah, they'll probably have to change it, but what I like about it now is that the OG8 is here. Remember how Ryu used to just be like in the middle over here and it was really awkward? But the OG8 now are in the original Street Fighter 2 layout. This is exactly how they were laid out in the original Street Fighter 2. Here, like this. And so Luke and Jamie are up here, and you have the 4 brand new characters here, and then 4 characters, not necessarily all brand new, but the 3 returning ones, and then JP here. And then this is season 1, this is season 2, and this is season 3. It's so good. It's so good. Oh. That was 5. There we go. Who do I want to beat up on? Let's just beat up on Ryu. That seems... I really should beat up on Sagat, actually, but... Oh, actually, he likes Street Fighter 6. Oh, God, I forgot about the faces. Most important part. Yeah, so... oh, yeah, there you go. Music player. Ah, look at this. Oh, cool. You know, I never messed with this in training mode. Nakarok. So, actually, this is useful for me, too. Now I feel like I want to create a playlist so I can go through all the different songs, right? Like, it's actually really cool. But it looks like you can only have 5 playlists, perhaps, here. So what if I did something like... Let's see. How do you add them to the playlist? Edit playlist. There we go. Okay. So I could do something like I can put, just for fun right now, I can put Sagat's theme, and then, where is it? Okay, so this is not where the stages are. Oh yeah, here we go. Stages, I can add Proud Spire, and then for Street Fighter 2, I can add Sagat, and then for here, I can add Sagat, and then for here, I can add Sagat, and then from here, I can add, this is Alpha 1, Sagat, and then from here, Alpha 2, I can add Sagat, and then Alpha 3, I can add Sagat. I think that was it, right? I don't think I had any other Sagat. Of course, Street Fighter 4. And, of course, Street Fighter 5. Sagat was definitely, there he is, like so. And then, that's it right there. Yes, okay. Save and exit. So now I have playlist 2 set as background music. Did that work? Set playlist 2. Is that the start button? That is the start button, right? Oh, there we go. Set as background music. Chosen list, playlist 2. I think that worked. All right, so let's actually figure out what this character does a little bit here. But yeah, actually, J and V, if you have a chance to talk to the guys, but who's in charge of the official, of the Asia Southeast World Warrior? That might be something interesting, because if there is no official English stream, it would be good to have one, right? So Crouching Light Punch is his 4-framer, as usual. And while I'm here, I might as well also, let's see here. Let me do this here. Give me 1 second. Let's see, throw loops. Yeah, I think this is the one. There we go. So sheet 2. Nope. Sheet. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, what I'm doing right now, is this. So basically, what I'm doing here is listing everybody's 4-frame buttons and the amount of hit stun they cause. The reason for this being is that when you create trade combos, you design them to trade with 4-frame buttons. And based on the hit stun of the 4-frame button that you trade with, you get different combos. So I've made this spreadsheet, which I intended to make public. I just haven't yet. So this is 5 frames over here. And then his hit stun is 18 frames. That is a lot of hit stuns for a jab, by the way. Holy crap. He's +4? Jesus. So Crouching Light Punch is 4 frames and 17 frames. Wow, so he's a 17 framer. Wow. He's in the rare, vaunted 17. I'm so glad that exists. I'm so glad that exists. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Here we go. God, that's so good. Okay, so 7 frames. Wow. Okay, 7 frames here, obviously. But this is a 2-hit button, though, right? Nope, it's just 1. Okay. 16 frames. Wow, very short hit stun compared to the other ones. Crouching Light Kick, 5 frames and 16 frames. Whoops. 5 frames and 16. And so what that means then, going back to this camera over here, is that he is a 17 framer. I'm sorry, he's a 17 frame hit stunner right here. And this is his, didn't I do conditional formatting? Let's see, manage rules here. No, I did not do conditional formatting. Okay. Then I just need to take this color over here, which is this color right there. And I need to color them this. There we go. So that's Sagat right there, which means you should be in the vaunted 17 frame character category up here with your crouching light punch. It's kind of nice too, because in general, what you want to know are the 16 framers and the 15 framers. Really what you're looking for is the 15 framers, because these are the characters that you get to do better combos to, and you could just assume that most of these other guys you can't do the better combo. Although for a lot of the characters, like for the 17 framers, it might get really nerfed, but if you just memorize who these are in general. Aki's a tricky one, because Aki, if she uses crouching light punch, it's only 15 frames, so it sucks. But they buffed her standing light kick to be 4 frames. And so if Akis are smart and they try to mash in between strings with standing light kick, but see, that's not necessarily smart, because then you can't easily confirm light kick into something. But if she does light kick, then you are very limited on combos. But if she does her crouching light punch, then it's a 15 frame reel, and then you can get better combos on them. But in general, most characters are 16 framers. So you want to find a combo that works on 16 frame hit stun characters, because guaranteed they'll work on all the 15 frame characters. So as long as you find combos that work at 16 and just do those, you're guaranteed to be fine. However, if you really want to optimize, then you're gonna want to know these characters know which characters are the 15 framers that you can beat up. And the way that I thought of it was, weirdly, it's the pro tags, Ryu and Terry. Zangief, I don't know why, but maybe you could do Zangief and Dalsum, Zoner and Grappler, and then a bunch of the pixie characters here, the fast girls, Mai, Cammy, Chun-Li, and Kimberly. Those are your 15 framers. Now, Dalsum does have one that's at 18 frames, but that is his down forward light kick. And if Dalsums wake up with down forward light kick, they are really something special. There's really something special. Wait, what happens on that? What happens with the tree in Street Fighter V? This is my own spreadsheet, Couch Tomatoes. It is intended to be made public. I made it right before Evo, and then Evo happened, and right before Evo, I got horribly depressed, and then after Evo, I just haven't had a chance. This is intended to be public, as is all the, whoa, how did Luke's thing get this tall? It's 20 pixels. This one I do have as a Google Sheets online already. I just haven't made it public yet. But this is my Throw Loops spreadsheet as well. Both of these are supposed to be public, and I will make them public very soon. I just have to remember to do it. So yeah, that's all. They are definitely meant to be public. So, but like I said, I know I have the Throw Loop one as a Google Sheet that is public right now, but I haven't shared the link yet. Once I get this on Google Sheets, I will be able to do that as well. So, but yeah, I just wanted to add Sagat there. He is one of the special characters who is at 17 frames here. I don't know if there's a good mnemonic for remembering which of them they are, but Honda, JP, Manon, and Sagat are the ones over here. So if you trade with them on their wake up, you have to be aware that a lot of the combos that you might be able to get out of trade combos won't work on them, right? So like if you trade with a 16 framer and you're +9, so you know Kimberly's standing heavy punch is gonna hit because it's 9 frames, it's not gonna work on these 4 characters, and you may die trying to go for Stand Fierce in the combo. So that is a thing that you have to be careful of. Yes, Aliette Faye, what's going on? Oh, Gems. JPE Honda Manon Sagat. Gems, got it. I got it. Okay, okay. We'll see what other characters eventually join that, and if they do, may ruin the mnemonic, but regardless, that's what we could use for now. So, the first thing that I always test is what is all this shit on block, right? Block is always gonna be the most important one. So, light punch, -3, okay. So, but, it chains, and so as you can see, it's a frame trap. Again, if you ever see only 2 rectangles that are black like this, or gray, whatever you want to call them, that means this is an official frame trap right here. So if the opponent tries to light punch in between, like that, if I chain, I win, basically. So always a good thing to know. So my crouching light punch, -1. This is pretty standard amongst the 4 frame button that everybody has, being -1 here like this. So, but again, even though it doesn't look like there's any gap at all here, just make sure you note that the move did end because the numbers are here and that white bracket ending is here. So there actually is 1 frame gap where the opponent can do something, even though it doesn't look like it. So if he does try to, I can still frame trap him with this, right? So that's something to make sure to understand as well. If you want it to be a true, like what it looks like as a true block string would be something like, oh God, that just made him crouch. Like what's a target combo that I have? Oops. There's one. Oh, there's a big old gap there. There's a frame trap gap in there too. Okay, I can just, well, why didn't you block that? Are you in crouching block only? That's not even a true. There, nope. Jesus Christ. There we go. That's a true block string right there. Is that the whole thing is counted as one big yellow bar. And if you see that, then that works right there. So, hey, what's up? What's up, Sona? Missed the late night streams? Oh, yeah, no worries. Have a good night. Take care. Thanks for stopping by. So that's there. This is -4. Okay. So for this being as good as it... Jesus Christ, this button is good. Holy crap. Holy crap. I mean, Cammy is always the one of the main measuring sticks for good standing light kicks. And it's cancel. Oh God, that's not Tiger Shot. And oh man, I know everybody's been saying that this has been killing them, but Cammy is always the best measuring stick here. But I don't think it's gonna even like compare. Jesus. Yeah, look at this. Look how close I have to get here. And then if I switch back, bap. Okay, no problem. Go. Just try to move 1 frame. That's 2 frames. 2 frames. There we go. 1. Oh, whoa. There we go. So if I save this, this is Sagat's max range for a standing light kick, or somewhere similar to that. And so for Cammy, like, yeah, look at that. I mean, that is a massive. That is a massive difference. That is an amazing button. Holy crap. This is an amazing button, but obviously, as you can see, you know, mine is -3, but Sagat's is -4, which makes sense because they don't want you to be able to use this up close. Actually, though, oh, okay, Cammy could punish it, but not everybody's gonna be able to punish it. What's up, Shinster? Oh yeah, in Street Fighter 2, all of his kicks were 2 hits, which was fun, which was cool. I missed that, but it's not the case here. Crouching light kick, -3, 5 frames, very standard. So as you can see here, hers is -2. So that's what you could expect from crouching light kick. So nothing huge there. Okay, so that's his plus move here. So that makes sense because short range button. This is essentially what you get out of plus frame normals here. So this is the one. So most characters in this game have 1 plus frame normal at least. And it's gonna be their like main plus frame normal. It's different for every character. Cammy's, it's crouch heavy punch, for example, which is +1. Interestingly enough, most characters' plus frame normals are usually +1. And I think the fact that Sagat's is +2 is actually kind of unique to him, honestly. So this is the button you want to be careful of for Sagat. He may have more, but this is the main one that you want to be worried about here. What's up? B Sanicolas. B Sanicolas. Crouching strong, -1. That's it? Wow. Dude, this has great range, by the way. Jesus. That is good range. What if they're crouching? Like, yeah, that's kind of scary. And that's a true block string? Even mid-screen? Probably not mid-screen. It is! That's a true block string! Bro! Bro. Oh yeah, Mickey, Hot Dog, Chris. Oh yeah, no, for sure. For sure that has a lot of great players there. Obviously these will go over his head. Oh yeah, I mean, he has this, right? But obviously, there's a big old gap in here, right? So you can basically OS this, right? If he comes here and does this, or if he sneaks in with, if he sneaks in with this, you can basically OS in between it, but that, oh, whoa. Huh. So that's a true block string too. I thought I just saw it with a gap in there. But yeah, so basically if you block his crouching strong, oh, there it is. Why is there a gap there? What? Wait. Oh, was she burned out at the time? I didn't even realize she was burned out. I didn't even realize she was burned out. This is how bad I am at noticing these kind of things. I'm really bad at noticing these kind of things while I'm playing. It's very annoying. Okay, so in other words, you cannot... Why do I even have it like this? You can't actually option select it because this is designed to be the frame trap here. So if you just try to mash so that you can beat up that, you're out of luck. And the reason why that's important is that, right? So he can do this and be -7. Okay, well, people can punish him. I don't know, like, what's a good safe on block move. You know, that's -5. What else could he try? Like, that's -5 as well. Like, I don't know if he has a point blank, you know, see, that's -8. So actually, Sagat doesn't really have a way to keep that safe in the first place, except for maybe that, right? So he can do that and be spaced. You can't space it out any better because it's part of the target combo. So, but this, he can keep himself safe like that, so you have to interrupt it before it gets to you. This is a frame trap, but if you block it, he's dead. So, does he have anything else off of that? Let's see, crouching medium punch. No, he does not. So this is just designed to be the frame trap right here. Bam, like that, right? Oh, but I don't get a combo off of that? I don't get anything off of that. Because you can only cancel this into a super. Interesting. Right, but it's only supers, right? So you can use this as a frame trap, but you're not getting much out of it. And so it's just not worth risking this unless you see that the opponent is mashing every time to interrupt this, right? So, God, that's gonna take a while. So basically, yeah, that's not a real mix-up for Sagat. That's basically what that comes down to, is that's not a real mix-up for Sagat. You're just not going to do stuff with it like that. So that's not gonna be a frame trap kind of thing. Because you will die more often than not trying to go for something like that. Like I said, the only time is if you just do this and they jab you, and then you do this and they jab you, and you do this and they jab you, and by game number 3, you're like, mother, you know what? Time for you to die, basically. You know, that's the only way that it'll work really, really well. Crouching light kick is not bufferable, but holy crap, it's far. Stand medium kick. Okay, not quite the range that I thought it was gonna have, interestingly enough. And for me, the pallbearer, no, I don't think that's the word, but the ultimate in standing medium kick ranges is M. Bison, right? So this, oh my God, every time I do M. Bison standing medium kick, it's so much further than I think it is. Oh, right. We definitely can do, that's not a frame trap. The medium one is a frame trap. But it is -5, so it's kind of the same situation here. You could go for the heavy one to be safe on -3, but that's not gonna frame trap. They're gonna still jab you in the end. So obviously this is a better option than that, right? Than this thing here. So you can do this as a frame trap instead, although it looks the same. What does even this thing tell you it's used for? A 2-hit combination attack can be canceled in the super arts. Oh, that's just it. That's all it's for. It's a launcher into supers, basically. Yeah, I mean, if you keep getting DI'd on standing medium kick, that is something that you definitely have to be concerned about for sure. Oops, I gotta make him not crouch here. Oh wow, I went too far. Okay. Oh wow, okay. So this is about max range, somewhat thereof. Okay, so it actually is farther than Bison's. So he actually has a farther range standing medium kick than Bison. Fairly, not significantly, but it is farther range than Bison, so that's good to know. But if you look at it, startup 11, whereas Bison's is startup 9, and that's the difference. Oh, startup 10, I'm sorry. So actually not that much slower either. So this is just a really good move, but you have to be careful about getting DI'd. So yeah, you just have to be careful when using moves like this against DI happy opponents. If you are actually if you are actually like in the lower ranks, yeah, you have to be very careful about throwing out buttons like this. Thank you for the sub to Saradeth. Appreciate you very much. And another subscriber for 5 years. So I think his little shield icon will start looking a little bit different here. I need to add a bunch more. And I need to make them fancier, because I just made them different color backgrounds in the past, but I'm gonna have to make them more and more. No, Street Fighter 6 does not have a hitbox, hurtbox display. That is one thing they seem to have refused to ever add into this game, which is kind of sad, actually. Yeah, that's not gonna hit. That's not gonna hit. So standing medium kick is his farthest range button over here. Of medium buttons. Obviously standing heavy punch and standing heavy kick are gonna hit farther, but I'm just talking about medium buttons here. This is the farthest that he has, so. Right, you can add mods. You can add mods for sure, because I've seen that before. So this is a good button, but as you mentioned, very DI-able, so you have to be careful about that. What you can do is if your enemy throws out a lot of DIs, yeah, one crouching heavy punch is really nice, but like I said, still not the same range, right? If your opponents are DIing a lot, heavy kick is going to be a good button, because you're not as worried about them crouching under it, because obviously if they crouch, it won't hit like this. And if you're playing at lower levels where people DI like crazy, you're probably not going to have to worry about too much about people trying to whiff punish this. But if you do suspect that they're gonna DI a lot, standing heavy kick works really well, because it's cancelable, right? Yeah, exactly. And so you can actually, ooh, I'm trying to get it to hit twice, yeah, but that's what I'm trying to do right there. Like that. So standing heavy kick is gonna be better to you. God, I didn't even know how to hit the button. Like, my muscle memory, like, I was just like, I don't know what button to hit. I don't know why DIs cause me so many problems. Because I've done so many different versions. I've tried hitting the original 2 buttons, using the shortcut key, using the hitbox combo extension, and neither of them have really worked. None of them have really worked for me particularly well. Really? Wait. It's 3 hits? Oh, okay, okay. Only the high one is 3 hits. Yo, that's actually really good. That's really good. Oh, man. Okay, crouching medium kick, of course, not cancelable. But the measuring stick I use is Jury. Thanks to Aliette Faye's wonderful crouching medium kick chart, which I use a lot. So he is a character that I use as the measuring stick a lot here. Jesus. Ah! Second. Let's see here. No, that's not what I want to do. This is what I want to do. Okay. Actually, I don't want them to be crouching either. Okay, there we go. So now let's save this. Oh, you don't want to world tour? Well, how far are you in world tour is the question term. Term 1N. How far are you? Because the best way to do it, if I'm not mistaken, oh god, what are the ways to acquire colors? Because I know for costume 2, you get the colors once you get the costume. I don't remember if the colors, oh yeah, I've seen that thing. And I actually really want to try it out. There we go. So that's max range for Sagat. So it's going to be outside of the range of Jury's for sure, because everything that's longer than Jury's crouching medium kick is not bufferable. And that's one of the big differences. But I'm going to say this, that I don't even think Sagat's crouching medium kick even looks significantly farther than Jury's, honestly. Oops, wrong character. Jesus Christ. It's so hard to move just one frame. There we go. Okay. Okay, it might be a little further than I think, actually. Wow. Wow, I'm surprised, actually. I thought by then I would be able to get it already. Okay, alright. I mean, to be fair, moving one frame, like, barely moves you at all. So don't be like, oh my god, you had to move forward one frame like 7 times. Like, that basically counts as nothing. But I just like to get a general idea of it. There we go. So yeah, not that much farther. So interestingly enough, it's not even that much of an advantage over Jury's crouching medium kick. I do a lot of little smaller things. I mean, I did CVS 2 at Evo. And basically, yeah. I've been doing, you know, some of the TNSs, some of the FlyQuest stuff. So, let's see here. Okay, so that's his crouching medium kick. Yeah, Street Fighter V, it was cancelable. In this game, it is not. They decided to not make his crouching medium kick cancelable. It still has incredible range. I mean, this is amazing here. Standing heavy punch. Oh, this is not special move cancelable, nor is it super cancelable. Interesting. Huh. 15 frame startup, -5 on block. So this is just a really good footsies tool then. This is a good footsies tool. However, oh no, it's not even a special punish counter. Oh, he has the target combo after that, right? Okay, that makes sense. Okay. So now the question, obviously, this is the most important question, is how hit confirmable is this, right? Oh, it's very hit confirmable. Holy crap. Yo, you can wait forever. Holy crap. You barely even have to react like quickly. Jesus, that's really good. Okay, so this is a good hit confirm button here. However, it is, God, I really wish they would implement the change that I want in this game, in training mode here. But it doesn't lead to any cancels or anything like that, so there's not much you can do with that. And on block, it is a true block stream, okay? So it's not even a frame trap here. So basically, well, actually, I can delay this a little. There's no way to make it a frame trap here. So that's a 15 frame gap. That's still a 15 frame gap. Interesting. 16 frame gap right there. 16. 15. Yeah, I don't think I can get it to 17, so I don't think this is, I don't think you can delay it enough to make it a frame trap anyways, and it's not worth it if it's that hard to do anyways, so I was just curious for my own edification, but this is a very hit confirmable move here. And yeah, the hit confirmability is going to be different for literally every move. Different for every move, and it's part of their balance, honestly. In Street Fighter V, they started realizing how powerful it was, and they actually balanced characters by changing the hit confirmability of moves. They were like, you know what? She needs to compete with everybody else, so we're upping the hit confirmability from 16 frames to 17 frames. 17 frames is kind of like the standard bear, like that's the default for hit confirmable moves, but still requires a little bit of reaction timing. Once you get to 16, that means you have to be really good. Once you get to 15, you have to be like Phenom or better. And then once you get to 14, like, you're just not human at all. No, it's not hit stun. It's not hit stun. It's just the move itself. They build in windows to the moves on how long it takes for you to cancel these moves, or they add time. Okay, it's hit stop. It can be hit stop. It can be hit stop. So basically, the amount of frames that the game actually freezes for is going to be one of the ways to determine that as well. So for example, if I hit heavy punch like this, watch this. And then I pause this. Now, what you'll want to note is that down here, this is 14 frames, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, right? So this is 29 frames in here, right? But I want you to notice something. That the game says that I hit heavy punch, so if this is the first frame that I hit heavy punch right here, this is 4 plus 38, that's 42 frames here. I hit heavy punch 42 frames ago, but there's only been 20, what was this, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39 frames. There's 39 frames here, yet there's 42 frames over here, which basically means that there was, no, I'm sorry, this is 29 frames because I added a 10 here. So 18 plus this, so this was 11 frames here. So we're at 29 frames, and it said I hit the button. My brain melted for a second. 42 frames because the music changed and it freaked me out. 42 frames ago. So in other words, 42 compared to 29 here means there was 13 frames of hit stun. So what that generally means is that that hit stun can give you extra time to confirm. And if I you can tweak the character by lowering hit stun, increasing hit stun, etc., etc. You can also just code it into characters, just being like, look, at this window, you can just chain into the other move. There's a lot of ways to do it. So there's a lot of ways to affect it. And of course, you know, also the important other thing to note, you know, when you freeze frame this, is that you realize that tigers and children are not affected by freeze frame. They don't care. This is a police squad ending credit scene, if anybody has actually seen Police Squad. Okay. Yeah, you can't read it on the frame meter. That's the hard part. And that's why I chose to show it using the count at the corner, because that count keeps moving no matter what. It ignores hit stop. So you actually do have a counter that ignores hit stop, and the frame meter shows that it doesn't. So a lot of really, really useful stuff going on in this game. What's up, Gloomy Shinigami? I mean, again, when I actually play other fighting games now, I cannot training mode with them as well anymore because I don't have the frame meter and it's painful. Very, very painful. All right, so standing heavy punch is for this target combo. Now heavy kick, of course, -5 on block, and however does not hit crouchers. First hit does though, and at least, oh my god, yeah, okay. I can see why everybody said they're gonna die on that, right? So that's a true block stream, but -5. That one is still -5. Okay, so I can get away with this, but you can still try to beat it up, although you have to be worried about this option select here. I mean, this frame trap here. However, the difference between immediate, like the medium Tiger Nexus and the heavy Tiger Nexus is so big that humans can definitely OS this counter. Like, well, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have about 4 frame window to OS this, basically. So in other words, if I set her to crouching light punch with a delay of, let's say, 3 frames, 3 frames like this, so she doesn't do it right away, right? So I could do something like, and she'll still block and punish me. But if I try to get away with this, you can counter, right? So as long as you press the button a little later, you can't get frame trapped, but there's still enough of a window there for you to jab out if he's trying to do this. So the best thing that Sagat can do is this and just be safe, right? Or if I'm not, oh, wow, okay. So you can do the OD version, and that actually leaves a bigger gap on block. So yeah, this is the scary one right here. If your opponent Sagat is willing to frame trap you with this, then yes, then this or this. While there is a window that I could press the jab and have it be safe or punished, no human is gonna be able to do that consistently. So, you know, him getting away with being -3 like this, or getting away like this at -3, if he's willing to spend the meter, yeah. But, I mean, again, I'm not sure why a Sagat would do that instead of something like this, where he's just -1, so it's not as bad. Yeah, see, that's just better anyway, so. Oh, Capcom raised the bar and it's painful to walk under it now. It really is. Seriously, yeah, everybody keeps saying it. Like Aliette just said, SF6 trading mode has ruined every other fighting game labbing experience for sure. Yeah. Okay. Crouching heavy kick, whatever, -12. Now, the question is, though, is like, wow, that's far. Holy crap, that's far. The question is, wow, that's far. How punishable is that, right? Are a lot of characters not gonna be able to punish this? Ooh, okay, no. They're probably good. Yeah, you can see it. His hurt box is just out there for, I mean, look at that. Jury's not even hitting Sagat, like with her foot. She's not even hitting him. So I have a funny feeling they just leave a lingering hurt box to prevent him from being able to be that safe. Now, is he gonna be safe from a lot of characters? Probably. Kimberly, for one. Yeah. Actually, let's find out. Because Kimberly's ranges suck. Aren't you +6 from OD Tiger Shot? Oh yeah, I am, but like, oh, that's right. OD Tiger Shot actually does catch crouchers, doesn't it? Oh. Okay, okay, okay. That's really good. That's really good. Jesus. Yeah, so that means, okay, so that means Sagat could sneak in with this and be plus. So there is a reason to be worried about that, to not be +6, let Sagat be +6. Now, if you do notice, at least, the pushback on it is kind of massive here. So the good news is that Sagat won't be able to do too much, you know, in this situation. But his crouching strong still hits, and so that's gonna be a threat, right? So that's gonna be a threat if he does this. Like you can't do anything about that, right? Even his crouching heavy punch, maybe? That's gonna be, no, there's enough to jab in between there, unless I messed it up. Yeah, so you can jab in between that, but why would you do that? Because he can hit you with so many other things. However, the nice thing about it is that even though he's +6 from this fireball, he's never gonna be in a range where throw is a threat. And so that's important right there. That is important, is that you don't have to, just know that it's his turn. Know that it's his turn and you can't hit any cool fancy buttons that you have here. If you have any cool 7-frame or 6-frame buttons that hit far, just don't hit them, don't press them. You just know that Sagat, if he ever does that one, he's plus, so be careful. However, at least you never have to worry about the throw, right? Because look how far I have to walk just to throw, right? Like, if you're gonna sit there long enough for me to go like this, I mean, it's absolutely possible if he does this and you're just scared, right? Like, and actually, if I did, I tried to do DP, Jesus Christ. Oh, see, that's really good right there. That puts him at a perfect distance right there. And, but it is interruptible, it looks like. Yeah, it's definitely interruptible, so you gotta be careful of that. And it might even be a forced knockdown as well. If we have her do crouching light punch, and we do this, for example. Well, let me see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's do 4 here. So if I did something like, yep, and that's a forced knockdown, so she could get a really strong combo there. Now the problem is if he decides to do, Tiger Nexus or something like this, like so, then you're just gonna get your ass beat right there. So you're just gonna have to be able to tell the difference between him doing Tiger Knee like that and Tiger Nexus. Like, oh, but they start up really similar. It's really hard to tell, honestly. Like, you've got to be crazy in order to... Okay, the best way to tell is, do you see Sagat's arm behind him? Do you see Sagat's arm behind him? If so, interrupt the Tiger Knee. If not, block the Tiger Nexus. But again, this is gonna be super high level, super high level. But yes, you can also change it so that instead of crouching, you're standing, which then makes this much worse off, right? So if he does something like, let's see, how do I don't know if there's a way to force the computer to block one way and then the other way, but clearly this can't jail you. There's just no way. So in other words, if I'm crouching and I block this, you could just stand up. Because the other thing too is that I don't think he has a low from this. So if you ever block crouching strong from a distance, just stand up. Now, obviously there's a range here Oops. I still have her doing that. Like, he's still -2, so he's safe. But just stand up anyway, and like I said, you can interrupt it, especially if you're crouching. But if you just choose to stand it, then he won't be able to do anything crazy. He definitely has a low from this. Oh no, is it? Oh, that's right, he doesn't have a low off of this. I forgot, he only has overhead and plus frames. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so if you ever block crouch strong, just stand up. He has no way to hit you low. Like, I don't think he has anything that can hit you low. So if you ever block crouch strong, just stand up. Just stand up and you'll be fine. So but what I wanted to test here was this. Oh, cool. Okay. Nope, I knew it. Oh, Kimberly. Like, I feel like they could have afforded to make Kimberly's sweep like stupidly, ridiculously long because of her shitty range. But yeah, so that's it right there. Now, the other thing she could do theoretically at -12, however, I wonder if, I haven't actually tried this yet. Maybe this works, actually. Yeah, look at that. Okay. All right, there you go. So she does have a sweep Punisher. I hadn't thought about that because they added it so that as a punish counter, it knocks down now. And I hadn't thought about that, using it as a sweep Punisher, until literally just now. Okay, all right. I see you, Capcom. All right, so this is just something I'm gonna have to remember. If I block a sweep and I want to punish it, slide. Because as you can see here, even from Sagat's crazy range over here, it hits on the 11th frame. And I don't know if there's any sweeps that are only -10 and such. I'm pretty sure there are. I'll just have to memorize which ones I can actually go after and which ones I can't. I'll have to remember which ones are 10 frames and which ones are not. So, okay, that's good to know. Okay, what about his unique attacks? Oh, he's got an overhead. Jesus, okay, yeah, 3 active frames, -2, which means if he hits you on the last active frame and you block that, it will be 0 on block. So it'll be 0 on block. The question is, what is it on hit? Okay, +3, so it can be at best +5. And so basically I want to be, I always forget how to calculate this here. So I want it hits on the 22nd frame. So I want to be plus, so if it's 22 frame gap, if I'm +22, the first hit will miss, so 23. So I want to be +23, I think? +23. So that's +29. That's +32. That's +27. So I just want to see. That's gonna miss. Yeah, heavy one is +27 still. ODDP +25. So that's gonna be a little too fast. Oh no! Wait, no, I just messed it up. I saw the two frames of gap there. Yep, I did it again. Oh, forward throw just does it? Oh, 21 frames though. So I only hit on the second one. I messed it. No? I'm not hitting, is forward throw supposed to work? Yeah, there it is. So I'm not hitting meaty overhead. Oh, if I actually do a counter hit throw? Is she on the ground longer there? No, it's, or is it punish counter throw? Probably punish counter. Oh, if it hits right. Right. I see what you're saying. If they wake up mashing, yes. If you wake up mashing, then you get a combo off of that. Let's see here. So that is plus 36. That is plus 39. That has potential right there. Let's see. So this is 18 frames. So if I do this, oops, I missed. So that's plus 21. Okay. This is 15 frames. So I could do something like this. Oops. And that's plus 24. I think that's just one too many. Yeah, see, it's just one too many. I need a plus 23 situation. So this is 19 frames. We said this was 18. This is gonna be a lot more than that. What's the heavy one knockdown? Woo, 41. So if I want 23, I need 18 frames, right? So I can do this. There we go. So I'm plus 5 after that. So if I hit with heavy tiger knee, I can whiff withstand light punch into the overhead. Like that. And now I'm plus 5, which means I don't have to use this necessarily. I can use standing light punch, which has, like, for example, what has, like, let's see, that has 17 frame startup. So this, I'm sorry, that's not what I'm looking for. Let's see here. See, this doesn't combo. Crouching light punch into light tiger nexus does not combo, but standing light punch will combo into it, right? So because I have that one extra frame, now let's just check to see if the distance works. Oops. Oops. I got rid of the GoFundMe link, JNV, because I'm gonna change that later on. So that's plus 5. Yeah, that should definitely hit like that, right? So I can do heavy. Whoops, that's not what I want to do. I want to do this into light tiger nexus, and then what can I do to follow up? But okay, that's 3 hits. Okay, so you have to do the overhead then, like so. You just have to do that. So basically, like I said, you can do this. Wrong direction. Wrong strength. Like that, right? And so that's what you would have to do. But you can get it, which is cool, which is super cool, right? So, because that doesn't combo into Tiger Nexus, this does. So if you didn't combo into Tiger Nexus, oh, you could just do knee. Can you do knee from? No, not even from further ranges. It's not. So I'm sure after this setup, I'm close enough. I'm sure this will combo, which is not great, but no matter what, oops, not that one. Medium, there you go. You could always do medium DP. So you can do crouch light punch into medium DP in order to give you a 2-frame window for the link, which makes it significantly easier. Or like I said, if you really want to, you can do this, you know, and although this won't get you any like, this is not going to give you a knockdown situation or anything like that. So there is a little bit of, you know, not good on this, but you're plus 3, right? So, you know, whoops, if you're close enough, this leads to a throw mix up, right? And so now you can shimmy, etc., etc. Whoops. Oh, wrong button. What am I trying to do here? Okay. Didn't get it. And the nice thing about it too is that you can kind of see if it hits on the right meaty frame. So you can actually react to whether you did it right or not. I did it right, and then I just didn't remember what I was supposed to do afterwards, which was that. And then you can go for the throw. So there you go. Hey, what's up? Yusuf Hatlani, thank you for the raid. Appreciate it, appreciate it. And Mike Ross, whoa, with a 322 viewer raid. Holy crap. Michael Rossington, Miguel Rossington. I missed Mike at Evo. I'm really sad about that because I always want to see Mike. I always want to get my cuddles with Mike, and I didn't get my cuddles with Mike this year, and I feel bad about that, but we will have lots of time to cuddle, I'm sure. Thank you for the follow, guys, to Distam and Liquid MTL and Potato. Oh no, that's not a follow there, but it should be. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, what's up, Bihan? What's going on? He got geefed in the submission. Yeah, that happens for sure. Whoops, forward. So yeah, so, you know, interesting setup here, and is this a true combo? That is not a true combo. Ugh. Well, if I did get a counter hit, for example, like this, then that, ooh, not even on counter hit? That's kind of depressing. Okay, well, as a punish counter then, that is a true combo. So if I do something like this, oops. See, this is why, hey, Potato followed, appreciate it. So I really want them to have the option of setting up punish counter number of times. Like, I want you to be able to hit Y here and then be able to set it up punish counter only once. And then you can do these kind of tests without having to turn punish counter off. However, Aliet Faye reminded me that I can just do that, so there we go. So I can do, whoa, his drive rush. Dude, the way he lifts his leg threw me off. Yo, like there's something kind of scary about that. It looks a little weird when he ends it, but it does look a little freaky. Whoops. And then you could go for the throw mix-up right there. And look at that, like just like there, I took off half life, right? And then the best thing about that too is that obviously Tiger Nexus here is super cancelable. So if I have a level 3, I could do something like, and I don't know what his level 3 motion is. Okay, there it is. I've never tried his level 3, okay. Oh, I was too late. So let's do this just to make my life a little bit easier. Go. So basically, like, if the enemy is at significantly less than, or just a little over half health, yeah, look at that. So you could drain over half health in that nice little sequence there. And again, I'm not saying that this is a great sequence to use, to learn. I mean, certainly this is nice to be able to get this, you know, and then shimmy, and then they whiff a button, and then you can do stuff like this, you know. You could do all sorts of crazy things here instead. Again, this was just showing how, like, oh, I just checked his overhead. Oh, I have 3 active frames. So that means I need to be plus 23. And then I did this and I was like, oh, I'm plus 41. Well, if then that means if I kill 18 frames, I'm plus 23. And then I tested it out and it worked. So again, this is not necessarily like, hey guys, use this tactic for Sagat. It's so good. Call it the James Chan. No, it's just showing you how you kind of want to lab a lot of this, right? This is important on how to lab characters and how easy it is to do with the frame meter here. Because if we didn't have the frame meter, like we would just be like, okay, shit, oh, what a, like it's just like, it's annoying. And then you could be doing something like this and you have no idea that you weren't doing it in a true, you know, gapless timing, and then it just wouldn't work, right? It just wouldn't work. So you go into a real match, you'd be like, why isn't this working? Because you didn't realize you weren't doing it at true reversal timing for every button. But again, thanks to the frame meter, I can see that there's no black gaps on my bar, right? And if I did this like that, and even though it's subtle, look over here, there's a black gap right there. You see that? That means I didn't do it at perfect timing. And because of that, it's not going to be human consistent. The reason why you want no gaps in here is because you want it to be humanly consistent. And if you put any gaps in there, then it is not. Because intentionally delaying for one frame is not a human thing that you want to try to do. I don't care how good you are. I don't care if you are, you know, Punk on the most incredible Adderall in the world or Phenom on the most crazy Adderall or whatever. Nobody is timing that consistently. It's just not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. So, the only way you can guarantee for it to be humanly consistent is if there are no gaps in there. If there's no black, you know, spaces in here in the frame meter. And the reason for that is because of the input buffer. The input buffer makes it so that it's easy to not get that gap in there. So like, right, see, because the input buffer, that's the thing you can get consistently good at, is not putting a gap in between your buttons. You can see right here that every time I'm doing these, like there's no gap in there, right? So I can do, and that's thanks to the input buffer. And so you can be consistent on that. And that is why when you're testing all these frame kills, you wanna make sure there are no gaps in there. How helpful are combo trials for labbing? Combo trials generally tell you what your character can do, but not necessarily what you should do. Use the combo trials to let you know what your character is capable of, and then create your own cool stuff out of that. So aren't some of those gaps integral to some of Ed's dream combos? Yes, they are. And they're extremely hard to do. But it's not gaps like that. That is not the gap which we are concerned of. The gaps that we need in Ed's dream combos, for example. Hey, what's up, 88 Domo? Thank you for the follow. If you're doing this and then you want to go into, whoops, what is it, spin kicks? There it is. So if you want to do this, so the thing that you have to be careful of here is, notice how that last punch has 3 active frames down here? You see how there's 3 active frames down here? All of them are cancelable. All of them are cancelable into the super, right? And that's canceling on the first frame there because you only saw 1 red box. So if we do that, you only see 1 red box here. I canceled as soon as I get that frame. That's the one that hit, and then I canceled it at the next frame. This will not allow you to do the dream combo. The dream combo has to be, oh God. So that I canceled on the second frame. Oh God, okay, I got it just in time. I canceled on the second frame. This is the, if I'm not mistaken, this is the unclean dream combo, in which when you punch them, they will hit the fireball twice, and it is not the true dream combo. To get the dream combo, That's the dream combo right there. That is the dream combo right there, is that you can see all 3 active frames are there. So I canceled literally on the last active frame. So you have that, and then yes, you do need to, oops, I gotta do the right version for one. But then yeah, you have to find the, which one is it? Heavy, this one right here. Then you have to do the right timing for this. I've never actually tried the dream combo. So I don't know what the delay is on that part right there. Oh God, I did the wrong one again. Too fast. Too slow. Too fast. Too slow. Too fast, but this will be not the true dream combo here. But etc., etc. That's basically why the dream combo is so hard, which is why whenever somebody gets it, is it the medium version they actually do? It is the medium version. Wow, okay. So in other words, the light version is too slow. God. Well, let's just test this part out here. Yeah, see, I did that too late because what you want to do is punch her out of the air so that she doesn't land on it. So if you do it wrong, like this, she goes bounce, bounce. And you want to hit her before that second bounce. Like that. Oh, so it isn't the medium one. It is the light one then. Okay. That's what I thought. I was like, there's no way it's the medium one. So I'm trying to figure out then is, do they walk backwards a little? Because oh no, I'm just doing it too late so she gets that second bounce. If I hit her with the first one, it'll lock her in the air a little bit while the fireball proceeds. See, that was a little too late too, I think. Like I said, I haven't actually tried this combo, so I'm not 100% sure, like, the intricate details. I know that there are intricate details and in general how they work. I just haven't actually tried them myself. God, it's hard. It's too early. Yeah, like that. See, and see how she bounced twice? So on the, I guess on the fastest cancel then too. On the fastest cancel, you can get the double bounce as well. Jesus, okay. So now what we want to do here is, again, use the frame meter. So that was too fast, so let's see here. So important to note, so that was too fast because I didn't hit her out of the air. So it looks like I put a 2-frame gap in there. So I need to have it be more than 2 frames there. And that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 frames of gap. And I don't want to do that either. That was too early again. That was only 3 frames of gap. Ooh, what was that? That was 4 frames of gap. Still doesn't work. Okay, that was way too long. Oh god, that was only 2 frames of gap. That was only 1 frame? That was only 1 gap? Huh, so after they bounce off, you want to wait a little bit. Oh god, that was still too fast, I think. So I want to get it to work one time, so I just know in general what the gap I'm looking for is. Okay, that's not working there. That's too late, I think. There it is. There it is. Perfect. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 frames of gap right there. If you're wondering what I'm looking at, it's over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's around 7. I don't know what the exact window is in terms of, can it be 7? Can it be 8? Can it be 9? Like I said, I would have to play with that a little bit more. But thanks to the frame meter, even just knowing that is good. So that felt right, but that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And see, that's the thing. Without the frame meter, I'd be like, God, I did it too fast. Let me do it later. But because the frame meter exists, I'm like, oh shit, that was too slow. There you go, right? So you're timing the button basically like to coincide with immediately after she bounces. And that was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 frame gap in there. So I got a 6 frame gap in there. Okay, not quite like that. That was too fast. Okay, so a little bit after she bounces then. Okay, that was still too fast. Oops, that was too slow, I'm pretty sure. I was waiting way too long. I forgot what I wanted to do. That was too fast. Ooh, that was too long. And you can see this is why this dream combo is so insane. Like, there's so many frame perfect parts to this. That was too long. That was too long as well. Whoa, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 frames is too long. So that's good to know. So 7 is the max you can wait. Okay, that was way too slow. Oh, I did that way too early. Anyways, you get the idea of why this is so hard. You get the idea why this is so hard. So let's go back to Sagat here. Yeah, so again, when I say like no human can time this consistently because you're putting gaps there, J&V brought up this combo as kind of like a counterpoint, like, hey, but people are putting like this 6 to 7 frame gap there consistently. Why is it they can do that? And it's because there are at least cues that can help you. So if you notice, when I was trying to learn that combo, I was basing it off the time that the opponent bounces off the fireball. And so if you can build a rhythm in your head to feel the bounce, like pow, and then press a button at a certain rhythm, you can gain that kind of thing. But literally, like the 1 frame after, like the difference between 1 frame and not after this hit is really, really hard. It's just really hard, so. The important thing to note about the drive meter nerf. So the important thing about the drive meter nerf, and this is genius, by the way. It's like one of those changes that Capcom made, and I was just like, oh my god, like you guys, like this is the best way you could have possibly nerfed it. Is that when the opponent's drive gauge is down, and they're starting to gain it back, and they're starting to gain it back, even if they block here, you see how it takes a while for it to start going up, right? But more importantly is that super combos, certain super combos, it depends on the super combo, right? So if I do this, you see how every hit drains a chunk? You see how every hit of the super drains a little bit of your drive gauge? Well, whenever that happens, it triggers that initial cooldown, right? So it triggers the cooldown. So while you're doing Ed's Dream combo, every time you punch them into the fireball, it drains a tiny chunk, triggers the cooldown, and then you punch them into the thing again, and it drains a tiny bit, triggers the cooldown. And so basically during that whole entire combo, you're preventing them from gaining any drive meter. So what they actually did was they put the entire drive meter draining on the very, very last hit of Ed's level 2. So because now the initial hits all do not drain any drive gauge anymore, while you are doing the dream combo to the enemy, they are gaining drive meter back. They're actually gaining little bits of drive meter during the dream combo until the last explosion, which drains the whole thing now and cools you down for a little bit. But even that is enough to make it that much more acceptable. Because before, he was just draining mad, he was gaining mad meter doing all this stuff and gaining drive gauge everywhere and just doing all this cool stuff while you literally were stuck and not gaining any drive gauge at all. So that entire combo was just a giant like swing and drive gauge. And so by making it so that you actually gain your drive gauge back, at least during the entire initial portion of that combo, that's what made it feel a lot more fair. All right, so that was Sagat's overhead that I was testing there. What else does he have? Back heavy punch. The move. This is the move that gives Sagat everything, basically. Oh, that doesn't combo. Interesting. But yeah, this is the button. This is the move that feels like it gives him a lot of the juice here. But oh, that doesn't hit, huh? Okay, so it's something like, yeah, you can do something like that. Oh god, that does not hit at all. Oh, the medium one doesn't hit either. Interesting, okay. Oops, not that one. Light one doesn't hit either. Huh, interesting. Okay, so that doesn't necessarily work, but that doesn't work there. But what about medium? Oh, wow, did they just purposely time it so that the medium one is too fast and the heavy one is too slow? What a bunch of, so there you go, the OD one works. Yeah, there you go. Oh, that's right. That's what I see as the medium fireball one. Yes, you're right. Oh, but you can't get that there. That doesn't hit. That doesn't hit either. Okay, so you gotta... He doesn't have any Kara cancels, does he? Can he actually Kara this? No, they didn't give him his Kara cancels. Why? Why no Kara cancels? Sad face, sad face, sad face. Same crouching heavy punch shenanigans from CVS 2. No, not at all. Not even remotely. So what made Sagat's crouching heavy punch so good in CVS 2 is it has no recovery animations. Like some characters can whiff punish it, but most of the time it just recovers and the hurt box goes away instantly. So basically by the time he starts retracting his arms, they just match the hurt boxes with it. So he just does this and you can't hit it. And it's so much range that most characters can't do anything about it. So if I whiff this, most characters will press a button to try to hit it and they just whiff and then I can just kick their ass, basically. It was really hard to do anything to this button in CVS 2. Very, very hard. Like some people could whiff punish it, but good luck. And so this was one of the main reasons why putting roll cancel into the game actually made a lot of characters stronger, because now characters could actually just beat this by doing roll cancel special moves. People don't realize this because when they watch CVS 2 these days, they're like, I don't see what's so bad about Sagat crouching heavy punch. Before roll canceling, this thing was everybody's nightmare, dude. Like nobody could do anything about this stupid thing. It was really, really painful. What's the purpose of OD Nexus? It's the speed, right? So the light one is 17, medium one is 20, and the heavy one is 28. But this one is 23, right? So off of crouching strong, for example, oh dang, they made it so that it's 23 frames of hit stun. So that's not gonna combo, unfortunately. Maybe standing meat? No, that's not even cancelable. So this is 26 frames. Okay, so here's a perfect example here. This does not combo into Tiger Nexus. It just doesn't, right? So if I put it at block after first hit, this just doesn't hit. And if I do the medium one, you know, I can't get the launch after this, right? But if I do the OD one, I can get the launch. So basically, it's a special move version that obviously has a lot of other properties, but it helps you get combos that you really want to do, basically. Oh, Cammy's buttons are stupid in CVS. I think her close heavy punch is like +9 or something stupid like that. It's ridiculous. Oh, you get forward heavy kick. Of course, of course. So in other words, if I did this, let's see. Yeah, there we go. Okay, forward heavy kick and then something else, right? Oops. Oops. Oh, maybe not that. In the corner for sure. Oops, not quite all the way in the corner for sure. Like I'll be able to get that all day. Yeah, you can, oh, for sure you can do super. You can do super. Yeah, heavy, that one's not gonna hit it ever. I'm just trying to figure out what a meterless option is. And I don't think there is one. What I think happens is you're supposed to do this in the medium Tiger Knee. And be +2. That's what you're supposed to do. This is the sequence for Sagat right here. You do this and you're +2, and now this thing will trade with 4-frame buttons. So if I have her wake up with a crouching light punch, that should trade if I'm not mistaken. Oh, it's the wrong button. See, a trade and now I'm +11, right? So if I'm +11 here, then I get like, oh, there you go, crouching heavy punch, right? So again, a lot of this is not by accident. Look at that. And crouching heavy punch is cancelable, right? Into heavy tiger knee. And guess what? Remember that sequence I came out with, that frame kill? So I could technically do, whoops, wrong one. I didn't do it right. Oh God, I saw the gap in my frame. As soon as I saw the gap in my frame meter, I was like, whoops, that's not gonna work. And then I could have linked into that, etc., etc. So yeah, so that's cool. That's what you're supposed to do off of this sequence here. Is is tiger knee basically, and be plus frames like that. And so what you want then is like that, and now you're +2. And of course, if they're scared of that, oops. You're in throw range. So there you go. So Dan FNP, Dan, yeah. This started in Street Fighter V. So by the time they got to the end of Street Fighter V, they got really good at doing this. Making all the different versions of special moves useful for specific certain things, blah, 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 blah. And so, in 6, they're just going absolutely ham with this concept. Yeah, so, whew. Sika. I think that's what the name is. Sika. Absolutely, because if you look, well, Kimberly's a bad example because she has no DP, but it doesn't matter because if I just do this, like that, if I'm +2, that means I can block anything the opponent does. Even if it was 1 frame fast, I can block it because I'm plus. So again, Sika, when you play Street Fighter V and Street Fighter VI, and again, I talk about this a lot. This is a conversation that I have all the time between heart games and mind games. Street Fighter V and Street Fighter VI are mind games. This is what you have to do to play these games. If you're just playing it and just hitting people and doing stuff like wee and then walk up and like, let me just attack, like you can get by, but eventually you're going to have to start labbing all the knockdown situations. In games like this, you want to lab situations which you are plus in front of the opponent, right? So for example, if I do that sequence again, by doing this and being +2, I mistimed it. It's supposed to be +2. By being +2, that gives me all the mix-ups. Now, so in Street Fighter 6 and in 5, the mix-up is meaty button, throw, or shimmy. That's your bread and butter. And if you can get yourself +2 in front of the opponent, +3 or +4. If you can get +2, +3, or +4 in front of your opponent at knockdown, you automatically can do that mix-up. So I'm +2. As long as you're +2 in front of the opponent and within throw range, that gives you access to Street Fighter 6, the Street Fighter 6 RPS, which I call that because it's the rock, paper, scissors. So as long as you can get yourself +2 here, I can now implement attack, throw, or shimmy, right? So, for example, let's do this here. Right? So, here's throw right there. So, in other words, if Kimberly now wakes up with a crouching light punch here, right? So like that, my throw will beat her, but so will my standing strong will trade, which gives me a better combo, which is terrifying. But at +2, my throw will always beat her wake up button. So she cannot wake up with a button, and technically if I do a faster move like standing light punch, I will beat her wake up button. So attack and throw both beat this here, right? However, if she wakes up with a throw instead, and not only just a throw, but if she delays it by like 8 frames, so like this, what will happen here is that she waits and throws. So if I press a button, she blocks, but if I throw her, she techs. So this is what's known as delayed teching here. Right? This is known as delayed teching. Very, very powerful tool to have, except you die to shimmies because you're autopiloting a throw. And so at that point, I get to do whatever the F I want to you. I get to do whatever the F I want to you. So that's the problem with waking up with throws right away, right? So again, at +2, you have the option to beat buttons, instant buttons here, like so. If they just choose to block and do nothing, you get them with a throw, but it's also meaty enough that you beat even their 4-frame buttons. And then if they try to do a delay tech, you can walk away and shimmy them. So this is the core mix-up of Street Fighter V and Street Fighter VI. This is the core mix-up that you are trying to achieve. When I showed people this earlier, the reason why this was really powerful, even though it doesn't knock down, is it leaves you +3. And not only does it leave you in +3, but you're in throw range. So again, welcome to Street Fighter VI RPS. This is the core mix-up of the game. So if you can find ways to get yourself +2, +3, or +4 in front of the opponent, now you can play the standard Street Fighter VI mix-up. What makes all the characters different is that their ability to get these states are very unique and, again, very calculated by the devs between characters. They literally program them to behave in certain ways on purpose so that you can or cannot get these things, right? So that's essentially the mix-up there. So in that situation that I gave you here, the fact that I'm +2 means that I can do all this stuff. And the one last thing I'll add, if you're even still in the chat, Sika, is that let's pretend Kimberly's Wake Up EX spin kick is a DP, but it's not. Okay, let's just pretend it's a DP, right? So I knock her down, she wakes up with this. Well, when you're +2 and you decide to shimmy, it also blocks that and lets you punish that. So this is also important. Shimmy acts as a way to bait throws and to block wake-ups. So if this was Ken or anybody else, I would block this, and now I get to murder her. So again, yeah, as long as you're plus, you'll always be safe from this. Now, if I try to go for a throw, if her thing worked as an actual DP, I would lose. If I went for a button, I would also lose. But it's Kimberly, so she can't do anything about that. She has to hold that shit. But basically, well, so again, the careful thing you have to realize, Dan FNP, is that it's going to be unique off of every knockdown. And this is what's hard about the game. And why do I say Street Fighter VI is a mind game and not a heart game? This is one of the main reasons why. Because if I land this, for example, and I do medium tiger knee, I'm -5. I can be punished. So that's not the right setup. I learned to whiff light punch so that I can do meaty overhead perfectly, so that if she gets hit, I'm +5, so I can combo into this. But if I want to get myself set up so that I can actually do the shimmy and stuff, I'm +41, right? So my dash is 23 frames here. So theoretically, let's see, if I did this into dash, I'm plus 18 here. And if I'm not mistaken, this is 15 frames. So what I can do actually is dash into light punch, and now I'm plus 3. So if I really want to set that up, I did it that way. And so all I did was just come up with a new way to set it up. And it's gonna be unique for every knockdown that you do. And not only that, it's gonna be different for even the height, right? So let's say I do this combo. Let's say I end my combo with a medium DP here. I am plus 27. I am plus 27 in this situation. However, if I do a combo like, is there a way to hit this? Can I do this with, there's no way to do that, is there? I have to move her out of the corner a little bit here like this. So if I did this, and I did the medium DP there, I'm plus 28 now. So again, when I did this, I was plus 27, but when I did that combo, I'm plus 28. So in other words, depending on the character, depending on the situation, I need 2 different frame kills. Now, fortunately, because plus 28 isn't significantly more than plus 27, it should still work because I'm plus 4, right? So, like this. So I will still be, oops, no, I'm sorry. That's the different setup. That was off the Tiger Knee setup. So it's plus 27 or plus 28. Whatever frame kill I have here, so that's plus 9, so I could do something like maybe this. That's plus 2. So I can withstanding light kick like this, and now I have the setup here. So, oh, that's plus 1. No, I did it too late. So plus 2. So after a medium DP in the corner, I can whiff light kick, and I'm plus 2, right? Here we go. Street Fighter 6 RPS. Now, when I do this combo, fortunately, what did I do? I did standing light kick? I did standing light kick. Okay. Jesus. I forgot what my frame kill was. Fortunately, I'm plus 3. And at plus 3, plus 2, and plus 4, you basically have a lot of the same mix-up. If you're plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, that's kind of what you want to be at to be able to exact your mix-up over here. So you should still be fine. But there will be a lot of situations where, especially with Kimberly, for example, if I do this, that's plus 22, which is important for Kimberly, because then I can get a super meaty, overhead, which now combos into standing light punch, which I didn't get there, but it does. Jesus, why am I not getting that? Oh, no, I didn't get that. What the hell? Please don't tell me Sagat is broken. Yeah, I'm plus 5. I'm very concerned. I'm very concerned. Is this a bug in Sagat? This might be a bug in Sagat's hurt box then. He might actually have a unique hurt box that makes it so he can't do this combo? That Kimberly can't do this to him? Bro. Wait, what the hell? Why is this not working? Did they nerf Kim somehow? Bro, oh my god. Oh my god. Is this a phantom nerf to Kim? No, that's the whole point. is that after this meaty setup, I should be able to land a 5-frame button. Because I'm +5. So this should hit. See? That was a 2-hit combo right there. That's the whole point of this setup. Bro. There it is. Was I just doing it too late? Maybe I just was. Maybe I was just doing it too late. Oh yeah, I can see the gap in my meter. Oh, that's a huge gap there. Okay, I have a 1-frame. Why is this? Okay, so I think it's just my timing is off for some strange reason. Pretty sure it's just that I'm just messing up my timing. Okay, there it is. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. But see, the problem is that this mix-up only has one. It has to be literally. Dude, why is my timing so off on this? There it is. Okay, so it has to be frame perfect, right? This literally has to be frame perfect. If I do that in a medium Tatsu, notice that I only have +20. So if I medium Tatsu him off the ground, he's 22. If I do this combo into medium Tatsu, he's only +20. So in other words, even though I'm ending with the same move, I don't get the same mix-up. Now I can do light Tatsu here, and that gives me +21. Still not gonna work, because it has to be frame perfect. So I can't get that +22 frame setup for Kimberly if I hit with the Tatsu differently. If he's in the air or on the ground, etc., etc. So to answer the question, no, the medium tiger knee for Sagat isn't how you get that shimmy position. It has to depend literally on every knockdown, on every setup. Whatever the hell it is you do, you have to learn what the setup is. So like I said, I can do this, dash into light punch, and I'm +3. What if I did the medium one, right? What if I did the medium one and I did dash into light punch? Oh look, I'm -3. So somehow if I wanted to combo into the medium tiger knee, because medium tiger knee is comboable off of crouching medium punch, whereas the heavy one is not. Oh, it is. Ooh, nice. Okay. Oh, it still hits. Okay. Well, that's a bad example. Then let's try light punch maybe? Oh, that doesn't even combo. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Yeah, none of those combo. Okay, well, the point is that with your character, you're gonna have to test every time. And again, thanks to the frame meter, thanks to the beauty of the frame meter, it's actually not as hard as we think, because whenever we get the knockdown, and this exists in all fighting games too, because in Fatal Fury, you'll see this too. You'll see your advantage when they get up. As you can see, I'm +41, right? So if you have a situation where you can be +27, or if you do this combo like this, and you do this and you look at the frame meter and you notice you're +28, at least you know you have to do something different potentially, because you're getting a number. The frame kill that you want to do is always related to this advantage number that you see on your frame meter, all right, when they get up. So if he gets up and he's +29 here, it doesn't even matter if I hit him with, say, this. Like, let's say I hit him with light DB. What am I here? +32. Wow, okay. Let's just pretend. Let's pretend this was +29. And this is +29. if you have two plus 29 situations, now you can use the same frame kill, which is that, like, for example, I like pretend dash low jab worked in that. So if you have the same number there, like say if this was plus 29, let me see something here. This was plus 39. What would that be? Plus 34. So that is plus 30. Right, so for example, this is plus 30, this is plus 29. In general, you could use the same frame kill for both of these, right? In this particular situation here, when I do this, I'm plus 48, right? I'm plus 48, and if you notice, the Tiger Knee total frames is 46. That's why that works, because plus 48 minus 46 equals 2. And so if I ever find any other situation where it just happens that I do this and I'm plus 48, then yes, medium Tiger Knee will always work as a great frame kill. So if I did that, that is 39. If I do this one, plus 41, so it's not gonna work in those situations. But basically that's what I'm saying. So yeah, if I could find another thing that was plus 48, then you could do it. So again, you can use the same frame kills based off of your advantage number after you knock them down, but every knockdown's gonna have a different number. Now, sometimes your frame kills won't work because of distance from the character. So let's say I have this cool thing over here where I'm like plus 48, oh, plus 52 is pretty good actually. What's this here? That's plus 63, Jesus. So I can do this and I'll be plus 5, but look how much further I am, right? So I can't get the throw here, so I may need to do a different kind of frame kill, etc., etc. So it's very, very different. Right. So Dad, I'm not critiquing what you said. I'm just basically saying that you need to come up with a lot of different frame kills in these games. You have to come up with a lot of different frame kills. And a lot of times, if you can come up with multiple frame kills for like the same kind of setup, just to make sure it's a little more confusing to the opponent, it's really nice to be able to do that. Let's see here. So someone in the chat asked, sorry, I don't know why that's still up there. Someone in the chat asked, I wonder, oh, Forrest asked, I wonder where Capcom got the idea from the frame meter from. And he put the little, you know, the emote there because, again, if you guys haven't seen this before, this was a spreadsheet I created a while ago, a long time ago. And I was trying to find a way to present the frame meter, the frame data differently. I wanted to create it visual, and so I was like, okay, so if hit stun is this long, you can copy it and paste it here like this. And oh, look at this, I'm plus 4, cool. And I made this spreadsheet a long time ago. And if you actually look over here, on my thing over here, you can see, yeah, you don't see it here, but like I made this a long time ago. Like when I originally did this, I did this a long time ago. Now, am I saying Capcom stole my frame meter idea, idea for presenting frame data through visual and with colors like that? No, I'm not. Definitely somebody else could have came up with that idea. And more importantly, if they did steal that idea from me, good. Good. I'm glad they did and they used it. Thank you for, oh, the rabbit sing? What's going on? Okay. I don't know if rabbit sing is here, but Definitely one of the unsung heroes of Evo, always doing a lot of work, running the Hawaii suite a lot of the time. One of the main guys who runs the Hawaii suite. So shout outs to the Rabbit Sing. Appreciate it. Sika asks, you mentioned about RPS in 5 and 6. What about 4? Oh, I see. So 6 is your first fighter. Makes sense. So 4 was very different, and the reason why is because there's no input buffer in that game. And because of the lack of the input buffer, that means everything that you have to do has to be absolutely frame perfect, which makes it really hard. But also on top of that is that in Street Fighter 4, backdashes were invincible on frame 1, focus attack could absorb armor on frame 1, and a lot of people had dragon punches that were just invincible without having to use any sort of meter. You didn't need the EX, this was just invincible. And as a result, Street Fighter 4, you were able to find ways to get out of these situations because in this game, so Sagat's EXDP would blow out through a lot of those situations where I implement the Street Fighter 6 RPS. But of course, if you block it, you also just basically get murdered, which sucks. And so in older fighting games, when you block the DP, you didn't get to absolutely just destroy the opposing character as badly. And there were other options. I could focus backdash. I could just backdash. And so a lot of times, even if you perfectly timed all your buttons, I would just go through your media attack by backdashing, or I would absorb it with the focus and let the focus attack trigger. There was a lot of ways to get around it, but because Street Fighter 5 and Street Fighter 6 have taken away the invincible DPs and also added the input buffer, which has now allowed people to accurately time everything 99% of the time when you get very, very good, and giving you no invincible backdashes, the only thing you can do is perfect parry in this game. This is the only thing that you can do to blow up those situations. So for example, if I set Ryu to wake up with a drive parry and delay it by 1 frame here, like this, if I do this setup again, whoops, I want to do standing light punch. Well, if I do standing medium punch, let's delay the drive parry by 2 frames here. That should work if I'm not mistaken. Nope, I was a little off on that one. Oh no, actually it was the right one, but he's crouching. That's the problem. I need him to be standing here. Oh, it is. I'm delaying too long. That's why. Okay. Let me delay it by 1 frame. Yeah, let's try that again. What? No, the other one should have worked. Do they have a setting here for, Oh, because he's not holding back anymore. Oh, that's a problem. That's actually a problem now that I think about it. Not in game, but for training mode, I don't have the option to hold back and press parry. They only do regular neutral parry on wake up, so I can't actually show you the perfect parry unless I time it myself. Right, there's an option in there, but that just makes it so that whenever you hit them, they always perfect parry, right? Like, I wanted to show it through the actual frame data. Oh, but, you know, it'll work if if I do it this way as well. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, God. Block after first hit, perfect parry, and then turn this off. So to simulate it, you can perfect parry in that situation. And that is the only thing you can do besides anything with invincibility, such as an ODDP or your supers. Those are the only things that can escape that situation. Without that, you have to basically hold that, is what it's called, basically. You have to hold that, and you just gonna have to accept the mix-up. And this is why the knockdown mix-up is so scary, right? Because, you know, you're just getting mixed up, and you just gotta figure out what you have to get out of it. It is the reward for successfully navigating neutral or converting a good hit, etc., etc. Putting you into the Street Fighter 6 RPS isn't like, this sucks, how do I escape it? The answer is, depends on what your opponent does, because it's a guessing game. But it has to be a guessing game, because if it's not a guessing game, then basically, how are you ever going to damage your opponent? If I can give you the answer on how to escape the Street Fighter 6 RPS, it's not a mix-up. So it's always going to be based off of what the opponent does. And so the question comes out to is, well, doesn't that suck if it's just a guessing game? Well, no, because it's a weighted guessing game, because if we're mid-screen and I do it and I throw you, I don't really get any sort of pressure in this situation, right? So mid-screen, you take the throw, right? So you can do that, or you can base it off of what your opponent has done. I will fight a lot of people and I will go for throws early on. I will do simple tick throws like this, because I want to see how they react to that. And if they tech it every time, then I know that they're a delayed techer and they will auto tech, and so now I know I can shimmy them. But I will go for the throw many times at the beginning on purpose, even if they tech it. So even though I'm wrong, I'm building information, and now I know I can really kill them the next time. Like, I will be like, okay, this guy likes the tech, so here comes the shimmy. So I do something like, you know, well, let me see if I do, make him block this. Oh, God. Well, you get what I mean. Make him block it, and I'm plus, and I go for the throw all the time. And if they tech it every time, then I can wait till the end of the round where I have 3 super meters, and then make sure I have a lot of drive gauge so that he tries to tech it again, but instead, so for example, if he techs it every time on block reversal and he tries to do a throw like so if I do something like this and I try to, whoops, dude, how plus am I on that? I'm plus 6? Jesus Christ, okay, plus 1. What about this one? I'll be, plus 3, there we go, okay. So if I do that and he techs it all the time, and especially if he does a delay tech, so he delays his throw by 5 frames or something. If I jab, he blocks. If I throw, he techs. And if I do this like 3 times in a row, and my opponent techs it every time, I'm like, well, and then I try this and he blocks. Now I know he's just delay teching, and then I can just do that, right? So, and then I have all this meter. And then, obviously, Sagat has better combos than this, but if I just do this into the level 3, that's almost half life. So if I see the opponent's down at 1/3 health, I can just do that and kill them, right? So yes, it's a guessing game, but it's also based off of opponents' habits and what you've seen them do and how they approach the match. I mean, you will find people who just mash jab after they block everything. And in that situation, if they mash jab after everything, like so like you're trying to do something to them, like, oh, I want to and they keep jabbing, then hit your button. And in this situation, Sagat trades and he's plus 11. So this is a setup anyway, because I can just do something like that. So I can bam. Oh no, I actually beat him, okay. Yeah, so I just beat him here because I'm plus 3 in this situation. And so I'm plus 8 on counter hit. Plus 8 on counter hit means I could probably link into a crouch strong. Yeah, so that's plus 7 right there. So I can do, whoops, and then do the combo. Oh, that's right, that combo doesn't work. In any case, I can do something off of the medium. So I could do something like, you know, and then drive rush into cool stuff, etc., etc. And you could just blow them up for that reason, right? So that's kind of how it works. Again, this is a lot of information, Sika, so I apologize, especially if this is your first fighting game or you're new to fighting games. This is a lot of information, but this is what a lot of the modern Street Fighters are. Again, I know a lot of people out there don't agree with my classification of games as heart, mind, body, etc., etc. But this is the reason why I do it, is because heart games are just like, you know what, I'm gonna Dragon Punch here, you know what, I'm gonna do this, you know what, I'm gonna do that. But for mind games like this, if you aren't labbing every situation where you knock the opponent down or know all these crazy frame data stuff like this, you're holding yourself back a lot. Now, you don't need to know this stuff when you originally play in bronze, iron, silver, gold even, but by the time you get to platinum and by the time you get to diamond, these are things that you're going to have to start to learn. And a lot of the people who get stuck in platinum and diamond don't learn this. And unfortunately, you have to. That is how you play Street Fighter 6. Now, you can get all this information just by playing a bazillion matches and realizing if I do this, oh look, they can't hit me in between this, and so you just keep using it. You don't know what the numbers necessarily are, but you just keep using it. You can do that. You can learn that way, but you will take a long time to learn a lot of the things that you want. And so basically, by using the frame meter, by understanding frame data and understanding, you know, what the advantages are and what numbers you're looking for, you can figure everything out very quickly. One last thing I will mention, Sika. The last thing that I will mention here is I've been saying input buffer a lot. And it's like, if you don't know what input buffer is, it's like, what? What are you talking about? One of the things you can turn on here is the action timing display. You can put it at feet and head. If you put it at head, you notice for Sagat, it's his chest. It's his chest. What's up, DJ Nova? But think of this as like, I don't know if you've ever played Gears of War, but there is the active reloading system where if you hit like when you see the meter going down, if you hit the button in the box, you reload faster. Input buffer is basically when you press the button, it repeats the button for you, like 5 frames, I think it is in this game. I've never gotten the exact answer. It's like 5 or 6 frames. But basically, if you look at that meter that I put in my head, there's that little yellow line. What that yellow line is telling you, like if you notice every move I do here, it's just basically showing when my move ends and stops, right? So you notice that I finish my move. So in other words, as soon as that meter empties, I can jump. As soon as that meter empties, I can jump. So the nice thing is that little yellow line that you see there is the input buffer window. If I press the next button after it reaches the yellow line, like I will do my 2 moves back to back as fast as possible, essentially. And so you can see on the frame meter down below, both moves are back to back. And that's if I hit it at the right timing. I'm not hitting it exactly right afterwards because, again, this is where display lag and all this other shit comes into play. But it's just a visual representation to give you an idea of when to hit the button to get the next move without any gaps. This, as you can see, you see how the frame meter resets on the second move because that's me putting too much of a gap in there, right? But if I do it right, it pastes them back to back. And that's what input buffer is. It allows, so in Street Fighter 4, there was no input buffer. So the only way I can do moves back to back is if I literally press the second move's button the very frame after my previous move ended. This is why if you look at history where they talk about Street Fighter 4, people are complaining about one-frame links. A lot of combos where you only had exactly the amount of space to be able to combo two buttons, you had to do frame perfect timing. You had to press it on that 1/60th of a second or it's not gonna combo. If you press it 1/60th of a second too early, your move won't come out. If you press it 1/60th of a second too late, it won't combo. But with the input buffer, they made it so that I can press it 2, 3 frames, 4 frames too early, and it will still come out. And that's what input buffer is. And so what input buffer did was it allowed a lot of the players to be significantly more accurate, because now they could kill frames accurately. So the thing that I showed where I could do, whoops, if I made him block, not block. So the thing that I was doing here earlier where I could whiff a light punch into, whoops, into overhead to get it meaty like this so I can combo afterwards, like I can do this now because of the input buffer. I can be precise thanks to the input buffer. Whereas in Street Fighter 4, I would have to press this button exactly that 1/60th of a second and then do this button exactly at the 1/60th of a second. So you could do frame kills in Street Fighter 4. It's just that it was almost impossible to be humanly accurate. Now, I will add the caveat that thanks to taking advantage of something in the game, people found ways to be more accurate in Street Fighter 4, but again, it required a glitch to do that. If you ever hear people start talking about plinking, that's one of the things that people use to time Street Fighter 4 more accurately. But just in general, they just repeat the button for you in Street Fighter 6, so it is a lot easier to time. So that is why whenever I knock you down, I should lab what to do. Because I'm plus 41, you see advantage 41. So now I know I can almost always get this setup here, which gives me the meaty overhead, or I can do the dash into low jab, which gives me +3. So now my meaty throw will beat all of your wake up buttons. Because I have the ability to be accurate now, you need to study all the knockdown situations, and not only that, but that's why you gotta study the knockdown situations of your opposing characters too. When you get knocked down by something, like let's say I do this, and I do this, and I whiff low jab, oops. You have to know that you can't do anything here. If you press a button, you die. If you wake up and press a button, you die. You have to know that. And unfortunately, you don't, right? So here's the example that I always give. Here's the example that I always give. If Manon does command grab and dashes, right? You see a lot of Manons do something like this, right? Back-to-back command grabs like this, right? And you're like, crap, that sucks, right? Like she does this and then she command grabs. Like, if you get hit by that, you need to study. Because the problem with this is that if I forward dash, look, I'm -2. Manon is actually -2 in this situation. So in other words, if you wake up with a light punch with Ryu, that's a block reversal. If I wake up with crouching light punch, either of them work. Oh, it's a range thing. Crap. Okay, I'm gonna have to do standing light punch. I have to do standing light punch with Ryu because I need to have the range on there. So if I do this and I try to command grab, I will lose. Manon will always lose in this situation. And because I'm -2, I can't do anything. I can't jab. I can't crouching light punch. I can't do anything. So in other words, if Manon ever command grabs you and you see her dash forward, you better make sure she doesn't get a free command grab. Now, fortunately for Manon, it's crazy enough that I can do the dash thing and I can use a spacing trap, because if you wake up with jab, I can whiff punish you with something afterwards, like maybe I can do crouching. Oh, so like if I delay it just enough, I might be able to crouching light kick you, get a punish counter or whatever, do some trickery here. But again, if you, especially if you're in the corner, because if I dash here, oh God, it builds all the space there. Okay, never mind. But basically, if she ever command grabs you back to back, that's because you didn't have the knowledge that she actually isn't allowed to do this. Like, she's actually not supposed to be able to do this, because she's -2 every single time. No matter what her metal level is, she's gonna be -2 in this situation. And so if you let her do this back to back, that's due to a lack of knowledge on your part, which is why replay takeover is so important, because then you can watch your matches and be like, what can I do in this situation? And sometimes if the answer is they're +2, then you're like, oh, they're +2, so that means they have the true Street Fighter 6 mix-up. They have the true RPS. So literally, I can't do anything but guess. And so if you know your opponent is +2 or +3 in those situations, you're like, okay, this is the RPS. What are my options? I can wake up with a button to defeat shimmies. I can wake up with a throw to defeat throws, or I can wake up and block to defeat attacks. But you know when they're +2, those are your options. Those are your guessing options. And from there, you weigh it. Did this guy ever throw me? This guy doesn't throw. So don't ever try to tech. Just crouch and let him attack and block and you're cool, right? If you're fighting someone who's good, they'll switch it up based off of what you're doing. But then you're playing rock, paper, scissors, right? It's like when you play rock, paper, scissors, what happens? You're like, he threw scissors twice in a row. Is he the kind of guy that would do scissors again? Like you both go scissors, scissors, like scissors against scissors twice in a row. And now when you're gonna do the next one, you're like, is he the kind of person that would test me and do scissors 3 times in a row? Or would he change it up like most people would? That's, you're playing Street Fighter 5 and 6 now. That's basically what you're doing. Honestly. And Snowy Fox, yes, you know exactly that I talk about this all the time, that most of Kimberly's mix-ups aren't real when you actually lab them. Fortunately, that's no longer the case. Her mix-ups are a lot better. So they're a lot better now thanks to the most recent patch. So it's not quite that way now, but it's still, her mix-ups are not nearly as strong as you think when you lab them and figure it out. And also, what's up? Fourth people? And again, you know, you have to be careful of that, right? Because if you wake up with a DP in a situation where I'm +2, it's not gonna work. So remember, again, Dragon Punches are not invincible in this game, which is annoying, especially for old school players like me. So I call it annoying because I'm old school and I like waking up with DPs. However, a lot of modern fighting game players will tell you, thank God, because if you had an invincible DP, that's too broken. But if I set Ryu to wake up to DP, let's just make him do a wake up heavy DP, right? So wake up heavy DP. Actually, you know what? Let's even let him do a wake up light DP, because light DPs are faster. So I'm gonna have him wake up do a light DP like this. Shoryuken, right? Oops, I did it too slow. Oops, I chained that. You know what? I should do jab and then dash. God. I'm not timing it right. See? Right there. So because my frame kill has the ability... Whoops, I did 2 jabs. Because I can time it perfectly, fairly consistently, it doesn't work. And this is the nature of Street Fighter V and 6. The input buffer combined with the lack of invincible DPs makes it so that this is why you have to study all this. However, you can always ODDP, right? So if I try to the ODDP will win. The biggest problem with this is if I do this in Street Fighter 6 and in Street Fighter 5, so much to the point that they had to nerf the scaling on crush counters late in Street Fighter 5. If I block your ODDP and I have my proper, I'm going to blow you up because you did an ODDP and I blocked it, you could lose 60% of your life if they have the resources, etc., etc. So again, it's one of the tough things about this game is that if you wake up with the ODDP and your opponent fakes the frame kill and now gets to kill you, you take just crap loads of damage, right? And this is why being in the RPS situation, like I said, this is the same mix-up. I'm +3 here. This mix-up that I get is the exact same mix-up as this. Both of those mix-ups are exactly the same. Because I'm +3 here, and then if I do this, I'm +3 here. These are the exact same mix-ups. So this is the good thing about this game. So while you do have to remember all these situations, you don't have to remember exact numbers. Again, if you remember that it's their turn, which means they're +2, 3, or 4, you treat them all the same. So you just have to memorize, oh, this is a plus situation. Like, oh God, this is the standard mix-up. And because that's the standard Street Fighter mix-up, and this is the standard Street Fighter mix-up, your options are the same. So while it seems daunting that you have to memorize situation after situation after situation, you don't have to memorize like the numbers, etc. You're just like, oh, it's his turn. And if I'm -2, if they're -2, it's my turn. So in other words, let's say you block my move, and I do this. I am, oops, what was it? Like maybe if I do this, yeah, I'm -3. So you're +3. And what does that mean? That means it's your turn, and guess what you can do at being +3? You can attack, you can shimmy, or you can throw. So now you get the mix up, right? So in other words, if you block this and throw right away, oops, I need to make sure you block multiple because there's a gap in there. So let's block 3 hits like this. So if I make you throw right away, you get to throw me, right? But now, if you know that, if you throw me there, because no matter what I press, you'll beat me because it's your turn, you're +3. It's the Street Fighter 6 mix-up. That means, especially if you're +3, that means you can also do this, right? And so if I set me to actually, instead of throw, do that at slot 7 like this, and I try to tech the throw, whoops, did I turn it on? Hang on a second. Oh, did I not do it right away? Hang on, let me try to do this again. Oh, I didn't do it right away because retorting trigger is auto, that's why. Okay, so let's do this. And now I'm walking right away. All right, so now if I set him to block, he's gonna, whoops, oh, he has to block 3. So if I do this, he's gonna walk back right away. And since I'm -3, I will miss. And so in that situation, just like if you were Ryu and you found a knockdown that gave you a +3, I basically gave you that same +3 by doing a move that makes me -3. So in this situation here, you can attack, you can throw, you can shimmy. It's the same mix-up. You're +3. It's the same mix-up. So in other words, now instead of being like, oh my God, I have to memorize all these situations, just know if you block OD Tiger Nexus, you get your Street Fighter 6 mix-up. That's it. So it's not about memorizing every situation in exact numbers, is that you just start learning what all these situations are, right? And so for example, if I did something like this, what is, oh, he's only -2 there? Jesus Christ, really? Wait, is that actually true? Is OD Titan E -2? It is -2, okay. But it's the same mix-up, right? So if you block his OD Tiger Knee, it's the same mix-up. If you block Heavy Tiger Knee, he's -5, right? And so now what you have to memorize about Heavy Tiger Knee is, I need to punish that with at least a 5-frame combo. So now with Ryu, if I do a crouching light punch right away, after blocking this, you get a punish counter, you're +8, low jab, punish counter into a big old combo. Find the strongest 8-frame button that you have and combo off of that and have fun and punish them. But it's not about memorizing the numbers. Now what you're doing now is just, oh, after I block OD Tiger Knee, I get my mix-up, but if I block Heavy Tiger Knee, I have to remember this is a light punish, right? If I block Heavy Tiger Uppercut, I mean, he's -45, you could do whatever you want. You can go grab a snack and come back and kill him, basically, right? But for example, if I do a point blank low tiger here, I'm -7. So if you ever block a point blank low tiger knee, now you know you have a punish that's like a medium button into more stuff. And so you learn, so basically you have light punishes, medium punishes, and then you block the DP, kill them, essentially. So again, you know, all these situations here are not about memorizing the number, but you want to memorize the situation and what it means. So again, yes, even though, you know, like if I do this, and let's say I do this and you do try to wake up with a regular DP. Let's say you do, or let's say you try to wake up with a regular throw. So let's say you try to wake up with a regular throw. You're just mashing throw. So you're gonna do throw on the very first possible frame and you get hit. It's on you now at the highest levels, at the higher levels, to be like, okay, I got hit. Is that a real mix-up? Now you can go but you'll be like, I don't remember what he did. What mix-up did he do? I don't remember. Go to replay, get to that part of the match, and do replay takeover. And when you see this, and he does this, you'll see at the bottom of the screen, it'll say 3 frames, he's +3, and you'll be like, shit, that was real. I just have to hold that mix-up on that situation. And then you learn that, and then the next time you run into a Sagat who does this, you'll know that you just have to pick one of your Street Fighter 6 RPS defensive options. You don't have to memorize what the frame data is. You just have to remember, oh, this setup means it's his turn. And that's it, right? And that's kind of how it works. So, they added replay takeover in the training mode. Wait, what do you mean? You have to be watching a replay, or how does that work exactly? Oh, you can go to replay from training? So wait, where do I see that? No, not your fault at all. Not your fault at all. Where do I see that at, actually? Homepage. Oh, replay saved stat. Oh, no, that's not the one. That's replay saved status. What I'm guessing is that if you jump to training mode from a replay, can you go back to it or something like that? Is that how it works? Oh, should be under view tutorials. Oh, okay. Last updated, perfect parries, okay. Last up drive gauge actions, last updated cancels, situation prevent recoveries, perfect parries. Oh, like. Like above character select. Right, so this is. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. So if I actually go to a replay and then go to training mode, it'll actually let me go back to the training mode. Go back to the replay from exactly where I left off. So in other words, if I'm in replay and I choose to go straight to training mode, it'll let me actually jump back. That's really, really, really cool. That's really cool. Unless I am on an old build, but that can't be because I have Sagat. Sagat is here. It was added with Sagat, right? So, oh, you know what? It disconnected me earlier. It disconnected me earlier. That's what happened. It disconnected me earlier. I saw an error communication. You got disconnected. So that's why it's not there. That's why it's not there. I actually did want to do the did want to jump onto ranked, but it's already 1:30 right now, and I don't know what it is, but my streaming station, it's one of my PCs and I can't figure out which one is just like ejecting immense heat right now. And every time I sit here and stream, I get super sweaty and gross, and I hate it. I hate it. There it is. Open recent replays. There is no recent replay data. There you go. There it is. Oh, man. Okay, there you go. But yeah, like, I don't know why, but like one of these PCs here, I gotta figure out why it's heating so much and stuff. Whew. Because like I'm just like dripping right now and it's kind of gross actually. Also, if anybody in the chat knows anything about like how to create a VTuber, like, and how to like rig it and stuff like that, because I kind of wanted to think about maybe rigging up a VTuber thing just for days that I don't feel like being on camera. I'll be on camera most days, but on days that I just don't feel like it, I can just have a VTuber avatar of myself. I think would actually be nice to have, honestly. But yeah, that's a long-winded way of getting to this point. So on block, this is -10. Back to testing. No, just a talking me. I just want a talking me. Oh, that's only -3, and it's a low too. That's not bad. What is this on hit, actually? So it's only 3. So again, if I do it close enough, it's 3. So if I hit you with it, guess what? It's my turn. That's all I really need to know, right? So I can do the Street Fighter RPS. However, if I hit it from far range, I can't throw. And so as the defender, if you know you get hit by this from far range, don't worry about the throw. Unless the opponent really just decides to do this because you've blocked every single time, right? So you do have to worry about that, but know that you don't have to worry about immediate throw. However, on counter hit, that gives me a combo. Oh, that's too far away. Interesting, okay. So I would have to do something else then. I mean, I could probably do something like that, right? So why is that not comboing? That should be +5. Yeah, that's +5. That's 5 frames. There. Ooh, Jesus. There it is, finally. Jesus. Huh. Yeah, I'm hitting light punch way too late is what it is. And again, thanks to the frame meter, it's easy to tell. See, that's too late. There it is. So, again, the frame meter teaches you stuff like that. I really gotta check my display, because I'm really starting to think now I have display lag right now. Because everything that I do feels like I have to hit it way earlier than I'm supposed to. So I'm really starting to think that maybe I have a lot of, yes, this is a low. This is a low, so be careful about that. But I really feel like I am hitting buttons super early, and maybe would explain why I can't counter DIs at all is maybe because I am playing on display lag, and who knows, maybe if it's my gaming PC that's overheating, maybe that's a cause of that. Maybe the overheating is causing some of the display lag. I'm not sure, but like, I'll have to check it out. So, oh, how am I feeling? You know, it is what it is, basically. Oh, that's +7, of course, which means then it should oh no, yeah, it should. Like I said, I feel like I have to do everything hella early, but that will combo into that. So whoops. So that combo's there. Wait, does that normally combo? I guess it does, huh? Oh no, did I do that accidental hold it for, for 1 frame thing? Oh no, okay, it just combos, okay. So that just combos, the heavy DP combos there. So yeah, on punish counter I could do. Jesus Christ. Dude, that's so early? Holy crap. Yeah, there's something going on here. Like, I'm hitting that mad early. I'm thinking my PC might not be going well. Might be struggling right now. Never our fault when we don't react to DIs. I mean, I've been saying forever that it's absolutely my fault. It's a lot of things, Aliette Faye, honestly. There's just like there's probably at this moment like 5 things that are just like, like just really just, it's not fun right now. So, but I'm trying to make it through. It's very difficult, very, very difficult. So, but it looks like Ixion is having some trouble here too. Blind players that put a heavy kick sound for a light kick. Oh, this? That's true. Holy crap, I didn't even think about that. Oh, and sorry, actually, you were talking to Ixion. Sorry. You weren't talking to me. You were talking to Ixion. Crap, that's my bad. Sorry. Do you know about drive rush, crouching medium kick into back heavy punch? Ooh, okay. Yeah, that's true. It's +4. Wow. So he has a +4? Wait, is it not +4? Yeah, man. Something's wrong here, because I feel like I have to press these buttons mad early. But yeah, so he can definitely do that. What is this on block? I actually haven't tested. Did I test this on block? I think I forgot to test that on block. Or did I even... No, I definitely did the crouching buttons, didn't I? I don't think I did, actually. Okay, let's see. Let's see. This is -1. Oh, it is -2. Okay, okay. So he doesn't have a plus on block crouching medium kick, but on hit, it's just really plus. It's just really plus on hit is what it is, okay? So yeah, you can definitely do drive rush crouching medium kick in the back heavy punch, but the problem is it's not gonna hit at every range, right? So it's gonna miss a lot. However, if you do it off of a drive rush cancel, like you're almost guaranteed to be in point blank range. So then you can do stuff like this. I did DP plus kick. Oh my God, I still have old Tiger Knee habits. And then +2, yay! And that's the thing too, is if early on you can like make all your combos go down the same path, like you can actually, you know, it's easy to know, like maybe there's a better combo in this situation. Maybe there is, but you know what? You haven't learned it yet. So you're just gonna do this thing that you know gives you a Street Fighter 6 setup mid-screen. So you might have a better combo than this, but you know what? Early on, who cares? Who cares? Do this so you have the Street Fighter 6 mix-up afterwards every single time. You know you can shimmy, you can do all sorts of cool stuff. Just do that and get your muscle memory so that you have a combo there. The point is you can optimize later, learn what you want to do with your character, etc., etc. Learn the setups, the mix-ups and everything like that. And if you just learn the few ones, you can get better at learning how to play neutral, what the mind games are, etc., etc., right? So that's fine. You don't have to be optimized right away. Just learn a few things that'll get you by. And then if you play the game a lot and you realize that somehow you are doing a lot of like DPs, like the guy out of the air, and you're like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do afterwards. What's my setup, right? Like someone jumps at you and you actually probably light DP is the best anti-air because it's the fastest. So you light DP them out of the air, and now I'm +35 in that situation, right? So like this, or +32 in this situation. You're like, well, what can I do in this situation? That's 42 frames, so that's too long. What happens if I dash, right? So if I do something like this. So if I jab DP someone out of the air at a standard timing, that's +33. And you notice you're like, I don't know what to do in this situation. Like I've learned that cool setup, that cool frame kill, but I noticed that early on, these guys are just jumping at me all day, and I get to DP them out of the air a lot. So in this situation, I'm +35 or whatever, like what can I do? Like, so if I dash here, I'm +10. So maybe I can do something else, or, you know, like, maybe there isn't anything you can do, and that's fine, right? So maybe I can do this, dash up and try to Tiger Knee, because then if they wake up crouching, so like, for example, if I have them crouching like this, oops, and then let me put them at block everything here, block all. So if I play this and I dash up and I do knee, hey, I'm +2. Right? Now, obviously, there's going to be gaps in this that the opponent can definitely jab you or do whatever they want, but it doesn't matter as long as you kind of gave yourself something to do, right? You can even do, oh, what if I just do heavy Tiger Knee from here? Oh, check that out. That's kind of cool. Oops. Okay, what if I did medium Tiger Knee? Oh, it misses sometimes, right? So I'll just do heavy Tiger Knee like this. You know, so you get basically, and then you can go, cool, and then you keep playing, and again, the most important thing is, if the decision that you choose turns out to suck, that's okay. Find a different option. And sometimes, like, especially with DPs out of the air, a lot of the times, maybe there isn't a good solution. You know? Oh, Heavy Tiger Nexus. Like, can you get the over... Oh, if the HK hits on the first hit, it combos. If it's on the second or air, it resets me. So, like, if you're close enough, like, if you do something like this... Oh, anti-air heavy kick. So if you get this kind of thing... Or are you talking about forward heavy kick, like this? Oh, just standing heavy. Oh, like as a meaty when they reset on the ground. Maybe? Or... Oh, I see. That's cool. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I like that. I like that. Oh, but if they're too high up, you will miss. So that is a little bit risky, but I mean, that's meaty. That's meaty. That's actually cool. That's really cool. Oops, that was way too early. Ooh, and if I get the knockdown... Wait, how did I get the knockdown? Is it the first hit? Yeah, it's the first hit. I see. Ooh, okay, okay. Oh, it's if I counter hit at all. So either hit, it looks like, right? Oh no, that wasn't it. Oh, see, that one worked. Was that the first hit, or was that... I thought that was the second hit. Oh, that was the first hit. Yeah, so it does work on counter hit, but it didn't work on that counter hit. What? I'm really confused by this. What am I trying to do here? What do I have? Okay, yeah, I think that's... You see, that's right. Am I just seeing the move wrong? Is that just all it is? No, see... Okay, someone clip that, please. Someone clip that. Because I thought I saw I hit with the fully extended leg, but I might have just not seen it right because, again, my visual interpretation is really, really bad. No, that had to have been extended. That had to have been extended right there. It is a very specific timing. I don't know what's causing this. I don't know why this is happening, but you know what? If you're Sagat, you're fine with it. You're fine with it, right? You're just like, woo, I'll take it. Ooh. That is really cool, by the way, though, that even if they does reset them, you get the meaty. Obviously, the biggest problem with this is that this is a guaranteed ODDP or a level 3, so you have to be careful of that, right? So, God, the heavy one doesn't hit, huh? Yeah, it just doesn't hit. Man, that sucks. I just want to do this. Oh, that doesn't even work. Come on. Come on. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. What's the easiest way to combo in the fully charged DP for him? Like, does he not have like a good sequence that just like launches them or something that he can do that with? Drive rush back heavy punch? Oh, wait, back heavy punch isn't, you can't charge it, can you? Only out of the air, maybe? Like if they're on the ground that he's too low or something? Okay, yeah, okay. So it has to just be out of the air. Standing heavy punch? I mean, standing heavy punch isn't cancelable into... you're just talking about the target combo, basically. The nice thing about it is that it is hit confirmable, Ixion. That's the nice thing about it. So I don't know if everybody in ranked is actually hit confirming it. Obviously it has great range, but you can hit confirm it pretty well. Whoops, why am I not doing it? I feel like my PC... I feel like my display is getting worse. What? Like, I was doing this earlier. Dude, I was doing this earlier. What the hell happened? I feel like... Bro. Okay, something's definitely wrong here. Yeah, it feels like my computer getting hotter and hotter is making it so that the input lag gets worse and worse. But, I mean, if people keep... Oh yeah, confirming just the first hit. You should be able to do this. I was doing it when I first started the stream, but I can't do it right now because I think my PC is like getting messed up. You can actually hit confirm that. But it's not seeming to work right now. Well, the problem is perfect play is, like I said, I was doing it earlier today and I was like, whoa, this is really easy. And now all of a sudden I can't do it at all. It's so bizarre. Which means it might be going bad over here. But yeah, it does 2,000 damage, good damage. So yeah, it's strong. I don't know why it stopped working. Is there a way you can actually check like your PC, like how hot it is inside? Jesus Christ, maybe I don't have enough fans here or something like that. I'm gonna have to figure this out. I'm gonna have to figure this out, but that probably means I should probably call it a night here. Because all of this, if my PC is blowing up here. But again, this is just nice to have. It's just it's a good combo from far away. So if you're at lower levels for Sagat, I think this is a great thing to have. And like I said, it is hit confirmable normally. So yeah, so maybe that's probably why you're seeing a lot of people do that, right? So you can't do anything else afterwards. But again, actually, hang on a second. Oh, I fucked that part up, okay. So so I'm plus 39 in this situation. That's still gonna be minus. So yeah, so I mean, that's nice, right? Like, that's definitely a cool thing. I can just heavy tiger knee, look at that. Now I'm plus 5. Oh, but there is a range where it misses. But that is cool. That is actually really cool. Now, obviously, it's super telegraphed. So if your opponent is waiting for it and has a level 3 ready to go, he can murder you. However, I'm assuming... Yeah, see? What's the middle one? Okay, yeah. So you could just do a light tiger knee, and now you're minus 3. So if you really think you're you know, like, if your opponent is going to try to beat you up for doing this, like so, you can do light knee instead. And if they just react on you doing the knee, you'll be able to block any wake up super, any wake up ODDP, etc., etc. And so fun times commence. And you're minus 3, so even if they predict you to do this, they cannot punish you. You will never be able to get punished, so. They do not cook themselves to death, JNV, or they do cook themselves to death? Oh, you mean like, and you can, it sets up a safe jump like that? Because what's the frame rate? That's 39. It has, I'm assuming you mean by like off of a juggle, right? You're doing a juggle situation, so. Wait, if you're talking about like this, and I do this, and they parry it? Like if they perfect parry that? Yeah, oh, absolutely they can punish you. Absolutely they can punish you in that situation. Because perfect parries let you react right away. So if you perfect parry something, the only thing that I think can't be punished off of a perfect parry is a safe jump. So yeah, absolutely, if you perfect parry this, they can blow you up for this situation here. So again, perfect parry is the only thing in this game that blows up, you know, the Street Fighter 6, you know, like plus this many frames, etc., etc. But again, if they do go for meaty throw, like if I do something and I'm minus 3, like if I do something like this, if I do something at minus 3, I have to hold your attack, but I can actually perfect parry it. So perfect parry is the only way to, when it's not your turn, to punish moves, to punish things that are 1 or 2 frames, basically. So. I get what you're cooking, Perfect Play. I get what you're cooking. You're talking about this. Yeah. Oops. Yeah. And because their hurt boxes for throws are so much bigger and they're so much more delayed, like you can legit react to that. Okay, maybe not totally. But if you do see it, you can get them. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that's another 2,000 damage. You just drained 40% of their life. In that sequence, I just did 2,000 damage and then 2,040 damage. I just drained 40% of your life in that. That is crazy. Oh my god. You could do forward, but the thing about it is forward heavy kick's not gonna hit them, right? Because they're in parry. Unless you're talking about something else and I'm just not sure. Like, that would force them to block that and you would be +4 for sure, which is kind of cool. But if you know they're gonna do that, I mean, why not just throw them, right? So I can do that to be +4. Yeah, you're right, and that's really good. But why not just throw them and kill them? So, the other question too, JNV, is what about Intel graphics cards? How are Intel graphics cards in general? Because normally, that should be a perfect parry. Oh, I delayed it by 1 frame? What? Yeah, see, that would have been a perfect parry right there. So yeah, absolutely you can bait it. You can just be like, woo, and they perfect parry. You're like, ha, 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 ha. So basically, hey, what's up? What's up, Dispatch? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Well, I mean, it might be, it's buggy. Honestly, Twitch can be buggy on that, but even if it is or it isn't, hello, thank you for stopping by. And I appreciate you very much. Oh, okay. Anyways, I should probably call it a night. It's 2 a.m. Actually, I told myself if I labbed really fast that I was just gonna take him online for ranked. Unfortunately, I guess not here. Wow, you're +7? Are you serious? So that's just a combo? Jesus. Whoops. Oh, that doesn't actually combo. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Because if that combo, that would have been crazy. He seems interesting but hard. Yes, I will agree with that. But I guess if the startup on this is 16 frames, I guess that's worth it, you know. But what does this do on punish counter? Oh, dear God. It is one of those. Wow. So if you punish counter with this move, I mean, you got all day to do something. Right, you just, yeah, you get all sorts of cool stuff here. So, okay, you're still -2 there. So you could do like, and be +2, yay! Basically, a star blows up every time. Yeah, seriously. You just get that for free. And then so you could just do something like, God, yeah, you could do, that would be no scaling on that too. Yeah, that was 3,216 damage for what? Oh, but that was at the cost of 3 gauge, so not necessarily. There's a lot of cool things, so. Yeah. I just saw, like, while I was labbing him, some people mentioned it, and I was like, what? Why is this +6? Now, however, it's not as bad as it seems. It's actually not that bad, because even at point blank range, it puts Sagat at a distance in which he can't throw, right? So yes, you can't crouch it. Yes, it's really nice that he can keep himself safe with this. But even off of crouching medium punch, there's a gap. So if you know a Sagat is trying to keep himself safe, you can actually level 3 right through this if you want to. Off of crouch heavy punch, yeah, there's even a gap there too. Ooh, really? So in other words, I don't think he has. Yeah, he doesn't have a way to make that a true block string. Yeah, there's no way to make that a true block string. So if you ever think the Sagat is gonna try to keep himself safe by canceling into this and you have a level 3, you can just level 3 right through this. But the other thing too is that, like I said, right point blank, he can't throw you. So there's no point in time in which you're gonna block this tiger shot and have to worry about an immediate throw. So the only way he's gonna throw you is if he not even micro walks. He has to walk a pretty decent distance and then he can throw you. And so now if you know he's gonna do that, you can hit him while he's walking forward, etc. So yes, while this is super annoying, he has no way to true block string into it. And even if he does it, he's spending 2 bars to keep himself safe. And he's not at a range where he can really justifiably do a cool mix-up. Now, obviously, if he does crouching strong here, don't press any buttons. But if he always takes his turn like that, then you're not worried about much. Just block the crouch strong and then stand up. Because if he tries to do this, like if he tries to do like that, if you stand up, then it's your turn, right? If you crouch, then it's his turn. And he can't cancel into anything that hits low. So if you block a crouching strong, just stand up. There's no reason to ever stay crouching. So now it's your turn here. So again, even though this is strong at being +6, you see it by numbers and you're like, holy crap, why does he have that? That's so unfair. But the problem with it is that he's not at a range to throw you, and he can't really mix you from this range. Even if he hits you with a low crouching medium kick, he's only gonna be like +4. He can't do anything to you, right? So yeah, it's an interesting way that they designed him here. So obviously doing the low one is better in that you can't do anything in between, but he's -1, so he loses his turn. But at least you can't super in between it. So what you're gonna see a lot at the highest levels is most Sagats are gonna go into the low one, because at -1, at this range, basically means nothing. -1 at this range means nothing, right? Yes, he doesn't have the plus frames, but no, you can't super through it. If your opponent is doing this all day, right, then all you have to do is, as soon as you see that OD type, so look, if you see him flash into a tiger shot like this, you can just kind of like the startup is long enough that you can actually kind of just like see the startup and then probably super. Honestly, like, I don't think it'll be hard, but like, it's not free, obviously, but it's just that clearly Sagat doesn't just get to do this for free, right? So look at that. Even reuse level 3 super, which doesn't hit that far horizontally, will get him at every range. So this is the weakness of this move right here, right? So there's really, literally no way he can keep himself safe by using that one. And again, if he does the low one, it's gonna eat your input anyway, so you'll be fine. Oh yeah, his high fireballs are plus, but yeah, you can crouch under them, so it's not a big deal, honestly. So, hey, what's up? Hi, my name is Daz. Hi, my name is Daz. It doesn't quite have the same ring as Slim Shady, huh? But yeah. So yeah, welcome. Hi, my name is Daz. Unfortunately, I was just about to stop. It's the standard situation here. So I'm gonna go look for somebody to pay it forward. I will raid somebody. Neither Intel nor NVIDIA are good if your CPU is weak because both require software scheduling, forcing your driver to use CPU to do that job. Software scheduling can often optimize the instructions much better than AMD's bad hardware scheduler and the RDNA 3 and earlier GPUs. AMD finally greatly improved the hardware scheduler in the RX 900 series GPUs. Okay. Forrest, who's the guy? Who's the YouTuber? I don't watch a lot of YouTube videos, unfortunately, so I might not be able to binge those, but couldn't hurt for sure. So okay. Hi, buddy. Do you like how warm it is over here? It is warm and I am baking and I'm sweating like crazy because it's the whatever my PC is heating up a lot. Something is heating up and it's getting very warm here. It's getting very warm here, Nathan. Look at how suffering this cat has to go through dealing with super affectionate owner James. Hi. 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 Good boy. Good boy, you spoiled cat. You spoiled cat, you. Oh. Oh. Good boy. Good boy. Look at him. Look at him. Oh. He's so loving and cuddling. I will tell you one thing. When my ex told me that Burmese cats are the dogs of cats, I was like, can there really be such a thing? And both of my cats are half Burmese, and they are attached and they are affectionate like all you can't even imagine. So, Hi, Nathan. Hi, Nathan. Look at affectionate cat. Hi, Nathan. Hi, Nathan. Oh. Oh. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you. Got you. Got you. All right. I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. Thank you guys for tuning in. Definitely didn't laugh as much for Sagat as I thought I would, but that's fine. Again, a lot of valuable lessons here, and I hope you appreciated those. Hope you enjoyed them, and I love doing it. I love doing it, which is why I do it, and I will take the time to explain it for like 7 hours because I like teaching people fighting games, especially beginners, and I want to help everybody get as good as possible. So thank you very much for tuning in. Let's see who I can raid. Forrest, you said, oh, okay, got it, cool. I will.
Just laid off 15,000 employees this year. Oh shit! Wait.
Oh crap!
That was last year.
Where did it show up? Where did the thing show up? Why did the? Oh, what the?
This year.
Bro, where is the freaking thing? Did it show up on that monitor? It probably showed up on that TV. Nathan, excuse me, I gotta find the TV remote. Where's my TV remote? Why can't I find the TV remote? Excuse me, Nathan. Excuse me, Nathan. There we go. There we go. There we go. There it is. All right. Stop. Stop. Quiet. Quiet. Okay. So it's this user, Vex, basically? Okay. I'll keep this in mind. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Forrest. All right. Let's see who I can raid over here. Pay it forward a little bit after Mike apparently rage quit against Zangief's. Oh, cool. Old timer. Nice. You enjoyed listening and it helped me learn quite a bit about the game. Thanks. Hey, you're welcome, old timer. And I appreciate you still finding me after all these years. Really appreciate that. Let's see who is streaming here. Who is doing some Sagat streaming that speaks in English that you guys can do? Looks like, oh, let's go to Infinite Sage. Let's go over there. So tell him I said hello, and he is definitely playing some Sagat. So, thank you, Carmilla. Appreciate it as well. Also, if you guys want, consider joining my Discord. The more people I get in there, the cooler things I can do in there with like the matchmaking and all that stuff like that. So if you guys can, please check that out and join there. Also, lots of just good friendly conversations over there in the Discord. So, and I'm also going to add some channels pretty soon for people to suggest matches for analysis, for topics about FGC history that you want to learn about, etc., etc. So I'm gonna create some channels in the Discord where you guys can make suggestions about things for me to talk about. So that should be fun as well. In any case, thank you for tuning in, and always remember, Black Lives Matter, trans lives matter, women's lives and choices matter, Palestinian lives matter. Just be excellent to each other so we can all party on together. And thank you very much, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out. Oh wait, the links don't work? Crap. Okay, hang on a second. Let me do one thing real quick over here. Just real quick. For those of you listening right now, boop, 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 boop. Copy. Use this link here. And again, since it's a Discord link, it will probably die very soon, but you can try using that link and it should work. In any case, thank you guys. Take care. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Let's raid.
Be excellent to each other. And party on!